Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Okay, it's Wednesday the 20th of May, it's 4 minutes past 6. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Ally McCoist Gabby Agbonlahor, and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan, plus I get an extra £500 when you part exchange shop the upgrade event today. Now we're coming to you live, yes, from Istanbul on the morning of Aston Villa's Europa League final. Gabby.
Wow.
First of all,
Where do we start?
we're going to start with you.
Okay, thank you.
You've had a couple of days here, mate, right?
Oh, I don't know where to start.
What do you think of the place?
First of all, first time in Istanbul, I'll be coming back.
Brilliant, isn't it?
What a brilliant city, by the way.
When did you come in? Monday?
I come in Monday, went for a nice bit of food. There was a concert going on around the corner from our hotel, and a nice walk as well. It's funny because you got by the hotel, you've got the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And then literally like a 2-minute walk right outside the hotel. It's a bit quieter. Yeah. And there's a more space. But what an amazing city. Had a bit of a wild day yesterday. Met the Hull City chairman, Achun.
Oh.
He was brilliant.
Did you meet him prior to the news?
No, prior to the news. So when I was speaking to him, he was thinking to himself, maybe Southampton still play and see what happens afterwards. But what a guy he is, Ali. He literally, got a car to pick us up. outside the hotel, took us to his office, so many people there. Then we were about to leave to go to his boat to go and get some lunch. And I come out the door, Ally, and he's sat on his motorbike. And he says, Gabby, come on, get on.
I saw the video.
Mate, I've never been on the back of a motorbike.
So it was his bike?
His bike, him riding it on these roads out here.
Love it, man. Oh, mentally.
Ally.
Mental.
I was holding on to the handles for dear life, mate. I got blisters.
I used to have a bike, you know.
I honestly, Ally, the cars were flying in front of us. I'm like, this could be it. It could be over in Istanbul. Man. Anyway, we finally get there. He's like a celebrity here, by the way. Everyone stopped him for a picture at traffic lights. Got there on this speedboat. He's flying on his speedboat. Took us to Rixos, had some food, and we done some nice hits into the shows yesterday from his yacht and from the Rixos, the other side of Istanbul. But top guy, and really hope Hull City do it now for him.
Brilliant. Well, I saw some of your stuff on the Insta and it looked amazing.
I'm still alive.
Well, I want to talk to you about that later on, obviously. But, come on, let's be honest about it. The big news. I mean, there's big news. There's big news. And probably the big news. I'm giving credit where it's due.
Yes.
The big news that we're all waking up to this morning is that Arsenal are Premier League championships and champions, I beg your pardon. And congratulations to them. Manchester City's draw with Bournemouth last night secured a first title for the Gunners in 22 years. Brilliant, lads. Yep. Many congratulations to all the Arsenal team, staff, players, fans alike. It's been some season and you deserve it. Gabby, what do you think?
Well, I think Arsenal were the best team this season. Got to say congratulations. I look at Pep Guardiola leaving. The pressure that's going to be on Maresca is going to be so intense. I look at Liverpool having problems. Arsenal could dominate for years to come out so? For the next couple of years. They really could. Really? Because I look at like all the teams that are chasing them. Pep Guardiola leaving. Yeah. We saw what happens when Alex Ferguson left. Sir Alex Ferguson. I know Pep Guardiola will leave a top squad for Maresca, but I just think this Arsenal team getting that first one, Ally. Yeah. They'll be hungry again. Can we dominate this era before the Chelseas get better, the Villas get better, the Spurs get better if they stay up, the Manchester United will get better, they want to be. Yeah. Liverpool get better, they replace Salah. So Manchester City, like I said, the pressure on Maresca is going to be immense next season.
And amazing though, Gab, you think about it, I think this is why it is the best league. I know we can argue about, PSG, Bayern Munich, quality and all that stuff, but I definitely think it's the best league. You look towards the end of that campaign, and you could actually predict tough games for City at Everton, at Bournemouth, and that's the way it turned out.
I called it. After the Everton game, I says, Arsenal can afford to drop more points. Bournemouth were fighting for Champions League football, still are, by the way. But they need Villa to finish 5th. They need Liverpool to finish 4th, which can happen if Villa lose and Liverpool beat Brentford. But I knew Iriola's last home game, in front of his fans, Bournemouth are never going to take it easy. They've got a lot to play for, top team as well. But you have to give Arsenal credit. Listen, it's not been a great Premier League season. It really hasn't. No. But they've done the job. Yeah. What needed to be done, they've done, Ali, and you've got to congratulate them.
I think so. Yes. I think there's no doubt about that. And the streets of North London have been partying through the night. Cars have been beeping their horns, the usual drill. After the draw to Vitality, Pep was inevitably asked about the title, and he offered congratulations, as he should do, to Arsenal.
First of all, congratulate Mikel, staff, Acroma staff, the players Arsenal for this Premier League, well deserved. And today the fatigue was part in the game. The fatigue always is the brilliant that we need the players in the final third and many things. Today the fatigue from Crystal Palace and Brentford, and especially the final, come back here. So they have 12 days. The team is extraordinary, well managed, and physicality, dynamic, good. So we could not do that. And but we play against many things we're going to control. We didn't give up. We continue in the toughest periods in the season, and at the end, it's always it's a pity that we cannot until bring the chance, the hopes until the last time, until the last, I would say, game against Aston Villa. But accept the reality. Congratulate Arsenal.
Tell you what, Gab, I mean, is it one of these situations we probably won't really appreciate what he's achieved in maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, because he has been remarkable, hasn't he?
I think he must have been such a tough decision to make, you know, to leave, because you look at the new players he brought in as well. You look at someone like Haaland, will be so upset that the legends of Manchester City he's leaving. But what a job he's done. Listen, it's hard to choose, isn't it, Ali? Because there's so much respect for Sir Alex Ferguson, what he did. But Pep Guardiola, he's definitely up there.
Certainly comes into the equation, doesn't he? The one Arsenal fan who joined the sports bar to celebrate the win had his say on where Arteta ranks in the greatest ever Premier League managers.
You know, I've been really thinking about it after yesterday's news and today's result. And, you know, when you think of the greatest managers of all time, you think Fergie, think Wenger, you think Pep. But what Arteta has done, he's inherited a club in shambles, and he's turned us into the biggest club in the world. And most of all, he hasn't done this with like a blank checkbook like Pep has. He's done it with a shoestring budget.
Julian,
all right?
Shut up, mate. What on earth are you going on about?
Julian's on the wind-up.
He's made Pep retire.
Julian, shut up. Like, come on, mate. Don't come in here and start talking about greatest Premier League managers ever.
No, he's not said that.
And don't even mention
that.
Arteta.
He's not said that.
Don't tell me that you've done it on a shoestring budget. You bought Declan Rice for £100 million.
Hold on, he's not said that.
First off, football is more than just numbers.
All right,
okay?
you spent nearly £1 billion, right? You spent nearly £1 billion to be successful, and that's fine.
He's made Pep retire. Pep has run away with his tail between his legs because he knows he can't keep up with the new English football pioneered by Arteta.
I think Julian might be the wind-up a wee bit there.
Of course.
Ted, there's no getting away from the job Arteta's done, though.
Yeah, listen.
Well, here's a question for you. Right? Was the pressure on him so intense to win it this year? Do you think he might not have kept his job? I don't, actually, to be honest with you.
I think there would have been pressure on him, but I think they still would have kept him in a job, because Champions League final, you know, going close again to the Premier League. But I look at it, fantastic achievement, and Arsenal fans will say, oh, here he goes again. Well, Ali, they've spent £1 billion, and I know Chelsea have, and I know maybe Man City have, other teams, Liverpool, wherever it is, but they have trophies to show it. Finally, Arsenal have a trophy for the money they've spent. They should be winning Premier Leagues. They should be winning Champions Leagues with the amount of money they spent. It's a fantastic achievement. I get it. It's not been the best Premier League that we've watched in the last 10 years, but Arsenal, with the squad of players that they've got, Piers Morgan is going to come on and say, again, the best squad he's ever seen for 25 players. They should be winning the Premier League.
City fans won't agree, but is there something refreshing about it to have somebody different? You know, City, Liverpool, and
you want different teams, of course. I've got a question for you, Ali. Do you think the news coming out from Pep, did that play a part for last night's game?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Why did it get leaked so close to the end of the season?
That's the problem. Once it gets leaked, you've got to address it. It's a kind of catch-22 situation, I think. And I had a similar situation when Walter was leaving Rangers, Gab.
Yeah.
What I think, there has to be dialogue, obviously, between owners, chairman, director, board, and all that stuff, and the coach to plan ahead.
Yeah,
you know, I get that, but once it gets out, does it affect it? You know, it might affect one or two in the dressing room.
Yeah, just to know that the manager's going and you.
I know. It's a heck of a different one. But it's funny because I sat down during the season with Arteta. I had a good chat with him, sat down for maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. And I can believe how relaxed he was, Gabby. He was great. You know, you see the guy in the touchline who looks really intense, but the one I sat down with was really relaxed and happy in his own skin.
I think as well, us, Ali, that we speak on here, pundits will say, Arsenal haven't played this football, they haven't played that football. I think every Arsenal fan won't care.
Yeah.
Arsenal Football Club won't care. Arteta won't care. He's won the Premier League his way.
I think they should.
He's won it his way, hasn't he? Some games he's been defensive and he's got players behind the ball and he hasn't attacked as much as we would like to see. But Mourinho done that for years.
Of course he did.
So he's found a way to win the Premier League. And I just look at the state of the other teams. The big one, Manchester City losing Pep. If you're Arteta, if you're this group of players now, you say next season it's ours again.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm just wondering how the City players will react to losing Pep.
Maresca, though, Ali, you don't know. Is he?
Oh, I know.
Is he a bit more intense than Pep in a different way? Like what's
only time will tell, mate.
Exactly.
But the first thing we've got to do at 6:15 is congratulate, I beg your pardon, Arsenal. Now, Arsenal fans, we obviously want to hear from you this morning. How did you celebrate last night? Are you still out? Want to hear all those near misses? Was it all worth it for this moment? Fans of other clubs? Aye, this is a good question. Are you happy for the Gunners, or the Gooners even? Fancy congratulating them at all? I doubt it very much. 03717 22 3344. Give us a call. Find out how the morning papers are reacting to Arsenal's triumph.
As we alluded to yesterday, Southampton are likely to face a sporting sanction if they're found guilty of spying charges. As a result, they could end up being thrown out of the playoff final to be replaced in that final by Middlesbrough instead, the team that they put out last night at the semi-final second leg stage. We said we'd look into this more thoroughly from a financial, legal expert point of view, and the very man who fits that bill is sitting to my right. Stefan Borsten joins us live in studio. And Stefan, good morning to you.
Hi.
We'll get into how this may or may not play out in the courts. Is there a precedent, Stefan, for chucking a team out of the playoffs?
Well, it happened to Swindon, but it was different. Well, not in terms of the playoffs, but in terms of sort of annulling the promotion. But it was a different situation. I mean, there's no situation where you've had it all come to a head within this small window around the playoffs. In terms of spying / espionage, there's really very few cases anywhere in football in respect of this. So you've got the Leeds situation that we know about, where it was systematic. They ended up with a £200,000 fine. And effectively, the other part of the sanction was to vote in favour of the rule that then came in. This rule that we're now talking about in terms of the 72-hour rule. That was part of the agreement on that. So that brought the rule in. The only other case is actually from the from the Olympics with Canada's women's team, and FIFA in 2024.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister. Either way, I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm loyal. Don't tell Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Yep, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally McCoist and Gabby Agbonlahor live from Istanbul. Now, of course, that was Believe. You knew that, didn't you? By Cher.
What's a great tune, by the way?
I'm going to tell you something you're not going to believe.
Go on.
On the subject of believing. She's 80 today. 80.
Good innings.
She has turned 80.
Amazing.
Do you remember the video? What was the one? Was that the one she was on the boat? Was that one?
I think it was, yeah. She's had some great tunes, Alex.
Oh, she's just some
legendary,
tremendous tunes. Fantastic. Now we're going to take a call. We dialed the number. Somebody that has dialed the number 03717223344 is Hudson. Hudson, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Hudson.
Good morning, Ali. Good morning, Gabby. How are you?
How are you this morning, Hudson? I've got a fair idea that you're in good form.
Listen to me. I'm on my way to work. I came to the stadium from work last night. I'm a West London gooner, so everyone's always shocked that I'm not a Chelsea fan because I'm from West London. But anyway, I'm a West London gooner. And basically, yesterday the scenes was incredible. I'd like to big you up, Ali, because you've been backing us for the whole of the season. I've been hearing you. Gabby, I'm not going to go on to you like I've seen some people go online with you, but yeah, because you was a great footballer when you was a player, so you got to get your respect in that form. But yeah, Arsenal doing excellent well. I'd like to big up all my Arsenal crew, all my daughter, all of them last night who have videos down there. I gave them a screenshot call last night, FaceTime call when I was down there. So it was a lovely scene. But yeah, man, I'm happy.
What does it mean, though, to Arsenal fans? Because, you know, it's been too long without winning the Premier League title. Obviously, I've been one of them. A lot of people have been having fun with that, mocking Arsenal's achievements. Is it a relief, joy, everything?
Yeah, but you know what? Because I class myself as a Highbury and an Emirates schooner because I feel like none of us who saw the Highbury era, I think us got a kind of different fan base compared to some of the Emirates because they're a bit younger, obviously, and they haven't seen this before. So, because I've seen it before, it's a beautiful feeling to see the new lot get to see it. And apart from the banter, we've been putting up with it for years, and mostly from Liverpool supporters, to tell the truth. So I'm just used to it now, but I'm just glad that we got it over the line. I'm not a big fan of how we've done it all the way, but the clean sheets I'm happy with because 1-0, that's George Graham, Arsenal. Big up Ian Wright and the rest of the crew. And, yeah, things like that, man. But I'm happy with it. And I just want one more. I want big ears. I'm not going to lie to you. I want big ears.
Hudson, well done, mate. Congratulations. Enjoy your day, pal. And it's time for a quick coffee break. And I'll look back at the pages with Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT. Sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Katie, are you singing in that studio?
Certainly am. I have been all morning, guys. Very, very happy Arsenal fan over here.
I thought you might be.
So proud of the club. It's been a long time coming. And for all of those people, Jamie O'Hara, Andy Goldstein saying bottlers. We've got that huge bottle still in the office. That is going. I'm going to push that in the recycling bin today. And fair play to Bukayo Saka.
They're shocking, Katie. Both of them.
And Miles Lewis-Skelly. Gabby, did you see this? That they actually brought it up and they say in the celebrations, they call us bottlers. Now we're the ones holding champagne bottles. I love that from Bukayo and Miles Lewis-Skelly. So very, very happy this morning. And yeah, very happy for all of the Arsenal fans getting in touch with the show this morning.
Good for
as you can imagine,
I'm guessing the back pages might be involved, might be some Arsenal talk involved in the back pages.
Yes, so on the back page of The Sun, they've done it with the big selfie that Declan Rice did. They've done it after, obviously, he was caught on the cameras saying, you know, it's not done yet. Well, that's turned out all right, hasn't it? Another headline here. They think it's all over. City bottle it and hand the title to Arsenal the day after Guardiola decides to quit. That's on the back page.
That's a bit strong.
Is it? And then
I think that's strong.
That's not nice, Katie.
Oh, wait, hold on a minute. A draw, Bournemouth bottling it.
That's not nice, Katie.
No. City bottle it is what the headline is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's harsh, Katie.
I think that's very harsh.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
I think also, I don't think we've given enough credit to Bournemouth, who have reached Europe for the first time. They were magnificent last night.
Exactly. So. Still can get Champions League as well.
Still can get Champions League. They'll be cheering Aston Villa on there tonight, won't they? Also on the back page, the Mirror. Gun and done it. So lots of Gunner reference. Arsenal are champions. Lots of photos and party time. Obviously, Arteta in the headline there were lots of champions. So where do you sit on this, guys? You know, in terms of Arsenal, they finished second for 3 years. And so what do you think's kind of taken them to that next level? Obviously, everyone will say set piece FC, but let's think, you know, wider than that and bigger than that. What has taken them across the line this time?
Katie, there's no news about Southampton on the back pages?
Well, I'm going to get into that very shortly, Gabby. But how about you?
Oh, sorry.
Gabby,
sorry.
You answer this
Ali,
one
over
for
to you,
me.
No,
I'll tell you, it's the hardest thing in the world to go over the line, Katie, and they managed to do it. I think Gabby makes a good point. Now that they have done it, it'll be interesting to see how they perform over the next few seasons.
Yes.
Because, you know, they know they can do it. At the back of their minds this season, there's always going to be a little bit of doubt, because you correctly say, you know, finishing second the last 3 seasons, can we do it? You know, what's it going to take to get us there? And they did it. And the fans will obviously celebrate, and so they should. And the players, I think, will celebrate a little bit last night. But the players should remember, well, will remember, of course, not should remember. It could be, Katie, a remarkable season, never mind a very good one.
Could be. I'm off to Budapest, so I will be celebrating.
Are you going?
Hopefully. I am, to the Champions League final.
Must be nice.
So it'll be tough though against
or-
PSG. Yes, I'm working, so I'm going to have to try and keep the Arsenal bias to one side. Okay.
Oh, I think that's mission impossible for you.
She loves a freebie, Ellen.
Oh, quite right.
Okay. No, it's not a freebie. I'm working, guys.
Katie.
Just quickly. There is obviously a lot of talk on the back pages around Spygate. We have to mention this because obviously it's such a big story.
Of course.
I think we've just got to mention. I'll bring you the latest, and then you guys can get into it later. talkSPORT understands that Southampton manager Tonda Eckert faces the sack and an FA ban in the wake of Spygate. So this is after Saints were thrown out of the Championship playoff final by an independent commission after admitting breaking EFL rules by spying on multiple opponents. That's from December, with 3 clubs, Oxford, Ipswich and Middlesbrough. So this is the bit that I thought was quite interesting, guys. The full report expected to confirm Eckert admitted responsibility for secretly watching opposition teams in training, something that is apparently common practice in native Germany. That's obviously where he comes from. Sources close to Saints owners says he'll be furious with the manager for bringing the club's name into disrepute and costing them a shot at, obviously, that Wembley showdown, 200 million and a shot in the Premier League. So lots going on in terms of, you know, the Southampton hierarchy, worried that the sponsors might pull out regarding this spying situation. Saints have appealed, so there's going to be another panel today. So this rumbles on, but talkSPORT said in a memo that they've seen Parsons and Saints legal team remain confident their appeal will be successful and that the club were continuing to prepare for Saturday's showpiece final. So it's all going on at Southampton, a story that will rumble on, and I'm sure you'll get into that throughout the show this morning.
Absolutely, Katie. What a morning for Gabby and I to cover, and Katie yourself.
Wow.
And if I don't see you before it, Katie, hopefully I'll see you in Budapest.
Yes, absolutely. We can have a party, hopefully celebrating Arsenal's double.
Sounds
yeah, Ali?
good. Okay, thanks very much for that. You never know.
Thank you, Katie.
Thanks to our friends at Costa Express. Bye. Take care now, Katie. You're listening to Ally and Gabby, who are coming to you live from Istanbul.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
How much credit does Bruno Fernandes deserve? You're not a fan of this assist thing, are you? Now that he's equal Thierry Henry's record.
Well, no, I mean, Thierry got 20 assists and 24 goals.
We're just talking about assists.
No, but altogether, my thing with this, right, is fair play to him. He's equal to a very good record, and I've got no issue with that whatsoever. I'd like to see a little bit more emphasis on goals rather than a few goals and a whole load of assists.
I mean, not his job to score goals, but I hear you.
De Bruyne's got the same record, and 13 goals.
Yeah, he's got 8.
So there's
we might score 6.
Numbers work, right?
Using my lines, you've learned very well. High five there, yeah, good work, man.
But no, yeah, listen, what he's done in a bad Manchester United period is phenomenal. Certainly this season with the assists. And it was funny because watching the game, there's so many times he could have shot and he opted to pass it because he's obviously desperate for his record.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I get it, but I can't remember when all of a sudden goals and assists became a thing. Certainly when I was playing in the Premier League, it was all about, if you're a striker, goals. And then if you're a creative midfield player, how many assists he got. All of a sudden now, and I think some players are getting away with it, with this goals and assists, because ultimately the name of the game is still to put the ball in the back of the net. But you're seeing some guys, they've got 17 goals and assists and they're forward. You go, well, how many goals they got? Well, they got, 4 goals and 13 assists. You're like, well, that's not any good.
Terrible, yeah.
That's terrible. Because they're putting out goals and assists together.
You're all right.
It's almost overshadowing everything.
Do you care about any stats? Like, you're a fan of XG. There's another one called XA.
Yeah.
Do you know what XA is?
Assists. Expected assists.
It's expected assist. Now, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. I know about XG, but listen, I like XG, but I don't...
You can't explain it.
The only stats that I really...
care about?
Goals. I think assists to a certain level.
Clean sheets?
Yeah. I love touches in opposition box because I think that tells you a lot about how a team's attacking. Because and I always like to compare the XG with touches inside the opposition box.
Always? You always like to do that?
Yeah, because if you're a team in certain games, you're getting 40 touches in the opposition box and there's no goals, what's going on?
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
France, yeah.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally McCoist Gabby Agbonlahor, and our good friends at Clark. It's a perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car. In the upgrade event, check it out online. Now listen up. With the 2026 FIFA World Cup almost here, thanks to Adidas, the tournament's official match ball supplier, talkSPORT is sending you and a friend to Dallas, Texas. You could be at England's first game against Croatia on June 17, with return flights, accommodation, spending money, tickets, and the official Adidas match ball, the Trionda, all thrown in. How are you going to get that in your suitcase? Are you just
Extra luggage.
Are you just going to march through passport control under your arm, or keep it up?
Definitely.
Are you ready to get that winning feeling? Here, of course, is how you can enter for your chance to win. Head to talksport1.com or text WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by 1st June 2026 at 4 p.m. That, of course, is when you'll have to pick up your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a TalkSport promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport1.com. So if you have a chance to win, text WIN now to 83338. 18 plus, UK residents only. This is a TalkSport 1, as I said. We've got a call now. Barney is an Arsenal fan, and he's given us a call on 03717 223344. Barney, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Barney.
Hello?
Barney,
hello?
Barney, don't go quiet on me. You're meant to be excited, mate. You've won the league last night, Barney, and come on.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Right,
me.
this is a wind-up, Barney.
Barney, liven up, mate.
Hello?
What's going on?
Right, Barney, come on. This is a wind-up.
What's going on?
Are you there? Okay, but we've lost Barney. The good news is we've lost Barney. So, after 22 years of waiting, Arsenal are finally Premier League championships. Manchester City's draw at Bournemouth sealed it. The celebrations have kicked off, and the Romford Pelly himself, Invincible Ray Parlour, has been reacting on Instagram. Let's have a wee look.
Okay, the scenes at the Emirates, the Asahi, what can I say? The pitch of it was unbelievable, but this is much better now. But we still drink Asahi. Look, we're celebrating with Asahi now. We won the league. But look at the scenes, fans everywhere. Come on, the Arsenal!
Well, Barney didn't have an awful lot to say, but I'm hoping the next man has. I'm delighted to say former Arsenal NFL expert Adrian Clark is joining us this morning. Clarky, how are you?
Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm top of the world. Ecstatic. Absolutely buzzing. Just so happy. It's look, it's been a while. It's been a long time since Arsenal got to this point, since we could call ourselves champions. But I think we deserve it. I think we have been the best team this season, and I was really chuffed for the fans last night, particularly the younger ones, because they haven't experienced it. You know, a whole generation hasn't seen Arsenal win the league. So I'm so happy.
Well, I think the bottom line is, Clarky, you do deserve it, because I think the best team inevitably wins the title. We can discuss the merits and the pros and cons of how it was won, some of the performances, but mate, I think that's for another day. I think the lads should just go out and celebrate it. The fans certainly should celebrate it. I mean, and you know, obviously City had a couple of tough games, Everton and Bournemouth. There were always going to be tough games, but Arsenal have taken the title, and genuinely pleased for Mikel Arteta.
Oh, yeah, big time. This is his title success, isn't it? Because this entire team is his team. I think he's, you know, if and when Pep goes, he will now be the longest serving manager across the league. So, you know, all of the leagues, which is just nuts, isn't it? But, you know, brick by brick, he's built it. And look, what I would say is that when he took over, Arsenal were not playing almost the same sport as Manchester City, as Liverpool. They were absolutely miles away in terms of quality. Could only dream of being in the Champions League, let alone the final. So where he's taken Arsenal from and to is quite astonishing. And yeah, I'm so pleased for him, because he's taken a lot of flack along the way. Obviously, he said at the outset, trust the process. He got a lot of flack for that, but really, you know, the players did trust that process, and look where they are now. So exciting times. And look, for those that say it's been a poor season, no one's really at it. What I would say to counter that is that it's never been easier to lose a Premier League game. You know, teams right down the league now are more than capable of beating any team. You can slip up, you know, every week because the depth of quality is much, much higher now. So I think the boys deserve all the praise they get.
Adrian, we know it's time to celebrate, of course, for Arsenal now, and you know you're not looking at next season yet. But I was saying to Ali earlier in the show that look at Manchester City, Pep Guardiola leaving. How will Maresca go? We've seen what happened with Sir Alex Ferguson after he left. Obviously, Pep's leaving a lot better squad for Maresca. Look at Liverpool, their problems. You know, Mo Salah leaving, Robertson leaving. They might not be the Liverpool of old next season as well. So it could be Arsenal's time to really win more Premier Leagues in this era.
It could be, yeah. Look, I personally hope so. Look, the team is still young enough. There aren't that many old guys, you know, in the lineup. A lot of the players are probably in their mid to late 20s or mid 20s. So you'd think that if this team sticks together, and I think they will absolutely stick together now, they could go on to achieve more. But let's see, it's never easy. It's never, ever a walk in the park. You know, Arsenal and Liverpool fans, you know, this time last year, people would have been saying the same about them, especially after the transfer window. So nothing's a given, is it, in the Premier League? But, you know, I'm proud of this Arsenal team. And what gives me optimism that Arsenal can kick on is that I don't think they're the finished article yet. I think without the ball and defensively, maybe the best team in the world at the moment. You know, absolutely phenomenal. The desire to keep clean sheets and to sort of stop people playing is first class. There's lots of progress that can be made in terms of what Arsenal do with the ball, how they attack, how they score goals, how many goals they score. So the next phase is going to be turning Arsenal's forward line into a world-class unit. And I think that, you know, that will be the aim now for Arteta next season and for the next couple of years.
Clark, let me tell you something, mate. You mentioned they obviously won the title this year and Arsenal get the potential to kick on, right? I think they've got the potential to have an absolutely unforgettable season, never mind kick on in years to come. They've got an opportunity again, and they'll be second favourites, of course they will. Everybody, a lot of people, myself included, fancy PSG because they look the best team, if not in the world at this moment in time. But against that defence that you've mentioned, they're not without a chance.
Too right. Yeah, look, this, you know, especially now that Arsenal have wrapped the league up with a game to spare, you know, they can now rest a few maybe at the weekend. That stress and strain has gone. And they can really prepare properly for this game and get the right players fit and available for it. PSG would not have wanted to play Arsenal. They'd have much preferred Atletico Madrid. They will be favourites. Yep. They are unreal, particularly going forward, as we know. But if anyone can stop them, then it might just be this defence. This defensive unit is the best around. I think that's accepted now. And Arsenal can't make it a thrilling final, in my opinion. They can't make it a gung-ho attack fest. It won't be like PSG Bayern. No. If it's that sort of game, I think we all know the outcome.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that.
Arsenal can...
They've not done that all season, have they, Arsenal?
No, exactly. Well, look, we did all right against Villa. I think we smashed you lot 4-1.
Which...
Touche!
Was that the game at Villa Park or the Emirates?
Clarky, before... Well, I've got you, mate. I'm running out of time, but I need to move on to Spygate.
Yeah.
I mean, what a carry on. I know Southampton are putting an appeal in, but what do you think initially about the punishment? Do you think it was harsh, fair, or what's your take on it?
I think it was the only option. I genuinely do. And I know that lots of people might not agree with that. But, you know, we live in a world where you can get thrown out of a competition for a clerical error, for fielding an ineligible player. Happened to Swindon Town in the EFL Trophy this season. You know, an office mistake. You get kicked out of competitions. This, for me, is significantly worse. And for the people that say it's disproportionate, you know, the sporting advantage to the punishment, I would say, well, how do you know? You know, what advantage they got in these 3 games. But also, come on, I mean, there's a big gap between a lot of these games. You know, they've admitted those 3. You know, are there more in between? You know, is it convenient that these 3 games that have been mentioned, they didn't win any of them? So for me, they had to be thrown out. It's really harsh on the players. I feel gutted for the players. But if the fans and the players want to be angry at anyone, boys, be angry at the club. Be angry at the manager, who it feels like has sanctioned this, because they are the ones that have put the team and the club in this predicament. They cheated. They got found out. And for me, the only punishment the EFL could dish out to stop others following in the years to come was to kick them out of the playoffs.
Yes.
So yeah, I think well played, the EFL.
Okay, Clarky, am I seeing you in Budapest, mate?
At the moment, no. At the moment, no. But I'll be working on the game from Emirates, which I'm devastated about. But I'm hoping that situation changes, Ali.
I'll be in the PSG end.
Clarky, you make sure you enjoy it, pal. Good to talk to you. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Love it.
Cheers, mate.
Boys.
Okay, here's what's still to come in breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Manage your Travis Perkins trade account online at travisperkins.co.uk or via the Travis Perkins app.
Now, as you can imagine, after the whistle, Cundy, the only way Cundy can, went full wind-up merchant, delivering his infamous rant while wearing a very special mask. Have a listen to this.
What on earth was that? I can't believe you've been hiding them masks for that moment. I cannot believe that you've hid them masks for that moment. Where? That mask is unbelievable.
What do you mean?
You've got an O'Hara mask. Where's the other one? Is that a De Zerbi mask? I see you rock out as well.
Zerbi got it?
No, come on, mate. You got to take it off. It looks weird. It looks weird. I can't look at myself.
Jay.
No, mate. Come on.
Hello, mate.
Believe me, Gabby, one O'Hara on this planet's enough for anything.
Oh, you're not right.
To say. Arsenal fans, give us a call this morning. Southampton fans, how are you feeling after you've been kicked off out the playoff final? Do you feel the punishment has gone a little bit too far? You know the drill, 03717 22 3344. That is the number to call. That was our breakfast preview with our very good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Is this the most significant departure, you think, managerial departure in Premier League history? I mean, there are a few big
No,
ones.
not really.
No?
I think it's the most significant departure for Manchester City. But I think in all the clubs, I think the Klopp impact upon Liverpool was remarkable in terms of galvanising the club back to its fans, back to the levels of achievement, to a brand of football that ignited and excited most people. And Klopp walked out and decided that he'd had enough and left Arne Slot with a wonderful squad that are able to win the Premier League next year, or the following year, sorry. You've seen Ferguson leave, after 26 years. I don't think his legacy, I think his achievements are remarkable, but I think the squad that he left, it does not compare to the squad that Klopp left Liverpool, and does not compare to the squad that Guardiola is leaving Maresca. And Maresca is indeed a lucky boy. He wouldn't be in this job if he hadn't been in the building previously. I think probably all the lessons that he will have learnt at Chelsea will be taken into the Man City job. And so his experiences, his maturity of being able to manage up might be slightly better now. But he's in a wonderful, blessed position that they are built. You know, the last 2 years of a year of decline and a year of rebuilding have all culminated in the fact that they've done a double this year. I mean, I can't think of a more boring FA Cup final for some time, but notwithstanding it, they still won it. Right? And they've done a double this year. They won't do the treble. Arsenal will win the league, but notwithstanding that they'll finish second, they'll have won 2 cups, and Maresca will walk into a group of players that are highly focused, highly motivated, and his opportunity is to prove the fact that he can continue. And I always believe, and I said at the top of this show, that you judge a business when the people that own it are not in it. So you judge a football club by the legacy of the person that's been running it for a period of time. Klopp's legacy was to hand it over for a year to Arne Slot, who effectively just finessed it and won the league. Now the image of Liverpool is now Slot's, and it's not so great. Ferguson left a decaying squad. With due respect to Alex Ferguson, I'm not trying to diminish him in any shape or form. And that then created the problems that have then spiralled out of control for Man United over a 13-year period. So we'll see if Manchester City continue. I suspect they will. I suspect Maresco, I mean, the principles behind Maresco was, it's an open secret. He was discussing going to Manchester City with the Chelsea management, which is probably why there was a lot of angst and irritation between the two parties.
Not wig. It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark!
Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't tell
Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Okay, 6:52. It's Wednesday, the 20th of May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally McCoist, and Aston Villa's second all-time top scorer. Gabby, what's it like being second top? I've never kind of felt like a feeling.
I could have asked Arsenal fans until last night, couldn't I?
Oh, that's strong.
I can't ask them anymore.
We'll be building up to a historic night for Villa fans in just a moment. But first, if you love your boxing, this Saturday, it's Glory and Giza's former two-time undisputed heavyweight boxing champion, Alexander Usyk, faces Dutch kickboxing legend Rico Verhoeven with the WBC heavyweight title up for grabs, as well as Jack Catterall and Hama Shiraz on the undercard. Join DAZN Ultimate now and get Usyk versus Rico included at no extra cost.
Boxing updates on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous.
Mom's spaghetti. That'd be my walk-on song, man.
Keeps on forgetting what he wrote down.
Go on, Ali.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that, man.
That's actually like one of my karaoke songs.
That's brilliant. That is different class. I tell you why we're playing that. Because our next guest was out singing karaoke last night. To reveal all, joining us now right here in the studio in Istanbul. It's a very good morning to Aston Villa and super fan, and podcaster Amy Rose Finlay. Amy,
Morning,
Amy.
Good morning.
Were you giving up at M&M last night?
Do you know, I didn't get a chance to do my M&M, but I'm sure tonight it will make an appearance. Unless it ends badly, then maybe I'll hide.
I used to take, that's the gospel truth, I used to take my kids to school, right? And they reminded me the other week, my older ones, and I used to have M&M on the car, and I used to turn it down when the sweary words come on. I did. Anyways, I used to go back up again.
You don't strike me as an M&M fan.
I know.
I know.
Shocking.
I loved M&M.
Likes to be 50 Cent as well, didn't you?
All that stuff, real Slim Shady. And the one when he's in with Dre. That's different class. Anyway, Amy, what are you thinking about tonight?
What am I thinking? I don't know if it's a bit ignorant to just say we're going to win this. We're going to win the cup tonight. We're going to win the Europa League. Yes, confident. But I feel like today's happened. Like I've woken up and I've thought, oh, you know. Now I'm thinking, what happens if we don't win? But I'm a positive fan. I don't see a world that we don't win in. But. Yeah. If we didn't win tonight, I don't know where I go from there. You know,
what has the atmosphere been like? Because you've been in and around, haven't you? The fans. There's thousands here, isn't there?
Electric. Everyone's excited. Everyone's having fun. And again, I just feel like I've seen a few Freiburg fans, but not many.
No.
Yeah. No, and they're kind of sort of mixing with the Villa, or they were last night, and it feels like they're just here for fun. They've almost said, like, enjoy your trophy, we're here. So if we don't win, then yes, kind of potentially an embarrassment.
Well, it's funny. I mean, looking at it, ever since the really poor performance was against Tottenham, shocking performance.
So bad.
They've been unbelievable since then. Absolutely incredible. You look at Unai Emery's record. I think in the last 10 finals between English and German teams, English teams have won 8. So everything is pointing in the right direction for Villa. Could that be a wee problem?
I don't always like the stats.
I know.
I know.
The stats almost feel like a jinx sometimes. I mean, it's Unai's cup, isn't it? So you'd think if anyone can do it, it's him. But they were saying with the English team, I think it was Arsenal, that obviously he didn't win. That stat is also, you could throw a bunch of stats out there. Look, I think that as long as it's the right Villa, the Villa in the second leg of the semi-final, the Villa that played PSG, any day we beat anyone, if that's the Villa that turns up. But I can't actually predict the starting 11. I actually don't.
It's hard, isn't it? Because Lindelof might start, but Onana might be fit. But I think I'll start Lindelof
Surely.
tonight.
Even if Onana's fit?
Because how fit is he? That's the problem the manager's got. How has he got through training? Lindelof was outstanding against Nottingham Forest.
Oh, he was different class. However,
set pieces as well.
I'm an outsider looking in. I would suggest if Onana can give you an hour.
If he's fit, he plays 100%.
Could he be a bit of an impact sub, though? That could be more beneficial. I also think, Lindelof seemed a bit like a cheat code when he came on. When he started, I was a bit like, what is he doing in CDM? But actually, that was the difference from that Spurs team against Spurs to the team that went on to be so good. So,
as well,
start him.
Amy, the Nottingham Forest game, I'm sure you would have been there at the game. They looked zoned in, didn't they, as a team? I mean, John McGinn, that's one of the best performances I've seen in the last 10, 15 years by any Villa player.
So good.
And they looked zoned in. Against Liverpool, they looked zoned in. And I just feel like this cup final, the manager's going to have, bored them to death with Freiburg videos. Don't be complacent. I don't see any complacency. I see a professional performance by a team that know they can make history tonight.
It's huge for, in my lifetime, we've never won anything in my lifetime, and a lot of Villa fans. So I just think there's a lot riding on it, but I don't always think we're good under pressure. Olympiacos, obviously the FA Cup semi-final versus Palace last year.
Yeah.
There's been a few little bottles here and there, and so I don't want to get too. I mean, Palace. I remember talking to the Palace fans before that game, and they were like, "Enjoy the cup. We enjoy going to the final. We're just here for the day out." And then obviously they won. So, and that was bad from the start. So I think the first sort of 10, 20 minutes is crucial to us. We've got to turn up. We've got to give it to them.
I always look at Morgan Rogers. When Morgan Rogers plays, watch his first 10 minutes. He's one of them players, Ali. If he gets past his play in the first 10 minutes, he's going to have the best game.
Let me tell you
If he struggles in that opening part, then he seems to not have a great game.
See the performance, the Forest game. I did the Forest game. McGinn was outstanding.
Yes.
The two front men
Watkins
were unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And a desire to get about, close people down, and just play in general. They were magnificent. Who's your key man tonight? McGinn, obviously.
John McGinn.
McGinn's the main man, but second, Watkins.
Yeah.
Since he's got left out by Thomas Tuchel, the last pre-World Cup squad, he scored 9 goals, Ali.
Yeah,
6 in the Premier League, 3 in Europa, 3 assists.
I really like him.
He's been on fire. He looks like he's got that fire in his belly to say, I'm going to the World Cup. Simple as that. This is the Ollie Watkins the Villa fans know. But defensively, the goalkeeper, he makes big saves as well.
Could this be Emmy's last chance to do something with Villa before moving as well after the end of the season? We thought he was going to United.
He's tried his hardest,
Quite a big... no, it didn't go down well, did it? So I feel like there's so much on the line for everyone. But, Ollie Watkins, crucial. Morgan Rogers as well. Surprised he wasn't rested against Liverpool the other day. He's played the 3rd most minutes of anyone in the league, I believe it is.
Yeah, but we talk about red zone, we talk about medical science now, and you look at... He must never be close to the red zone.
I know.
You know when they do the test, Ali? It must be no. Unai. Rogers can play 90 minutes every day, no problem. He never gets rested.
But he does look tired sometimes.
Yes.
He's been great recently, but he does look tired sometimes. And I feel like when we had those injuries...
You've just given me the perfect cue, because I've got to go to the news talking about tired. What's your plans this afternoon? Because I think you said to me you might be having a wee rest.
I'm going to have a little nap.
I'm not wanting to put you in it here, but you did mention you might
Have you not slept last night, Amy?
8 hours, easy.
Oh, no.
8 hours, you know, I've not drank anything but water. I'm going to have a little nap after that. Going
Good
back
for
to bed
you.
after this. And then, yeah, I think Taxham Square, like Villa fans.
Excellent.
Just going to follow the vibes.
Amy, best of luck tonight, and thanks so much
Thank
for joining
you.
us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for coming in. We're looking forward to it.
Can we get an up the Villa from you, Ali, or not?
Oh, up the Villa. Yeah,
the Villa.
absolutely.
Bit more,
Oh,
up the Villa.
Coming into it.
Don't get carried away now. I'll bring you back down. I'm going to put, as we say in Glasgow, I'm going to put your gas at a peep.
Oh, no.
Arsenal fans, after 22 years, how's it feel to finally win the Premier League trophy? Give us a call, 03717 223344. Tell us how you're feeling this morning. Fans of other clubs, what have you made of Arsenal's title win? Gabby, least favourite Arsenal fan on the planet. Joe Bay is joining us next.
No, not him.
I'm afraid so.
Let's talk about the big breaking news that broke last night. It's been something that everyone's been speaking about for the last 12 months, and that's that Pep Guardiola is set to leave Man City after 10 years at the job. Let's bring in our chief football correspondent, Ags Crook, to kind of open or shed a bit more light on this. Crookie, obviously, look, this is massive, massive news. It isn't a surprise as it is. We knew about it, but we didn't know when this was going to happen. Give us a bit more on it.
Yeah, I think it's the worst kept secret in football, has been for several weeks, if not months now. And that's why I'm slightly surprised, by all accounts, that Pep Guardiola has reacted quite furiously to the fact that this has been leaked 24 hours before a game that could decide Manchester City's title fate. I'll be at the Vitality tonight. If City don't win, it's Arsenal's title. If they do win, we go to the last day of the season and what is sure to be a very emotional final home game for Pep Guardiola, final game in charge of City after 10 years. Against Aston Villa. But as I say, this has been coming. I think it could well have happened earlier. There was a lot of talk about whether last season will be his last at Manchester City. He's given them one more year. It's a round number of 10. He delivered a 20th trophy, if you include the Community Shield and such like, by winning the FA Cup final at Wembley on Saturday. And who knows, there could yet be a late sting in the tail. There could yet be a treble. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't actually think Manchester City will win at Bournemouth tonight, but we shall see. But it is certainly the end of an era. What next for Manchester City? Well, that's been a fairly open secret as well. Certainly sources at Chelsea have long suspected that Enzo Maresca would be the new Manchester City manager. I understand there is an agreement in principle between Maresca and City for him to sign a 3-year contract. And he's even started to line up backroom staff. Willy Caballero, former Manchester City goalkeeper, someone that Maresca worked with before, is going to go as his number 2. So this could develop very quickly, not just Guardiola's departure, but the replacement being put in situ very quickly.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Yep.
More like it.
What a night we've got tonight. 7 minutes past 7. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Ally, Gabby and Arnold Clark shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Do not miss your chance to boost your valuation. Now, we are coming to you live from Istanbul ahead of Aston Villa's first European final since 1982. I remember it as if it was yesterday. That final 82.
Comfortable win for Villa, was it?
I'm not sure it was comfortable, but it was a well-earned victory. I remember, honest to God, I want to say Rotterdam.
Yes, it was. It was.
Good. But first, after finishing second for 3 successive seasons, the wait is finally over. Arsenal are champions.
Well, I think the favourite is always the one that won the previous year. Somebody that has to come and take that crown away from them.
Gabriel has headed Arsenal in front. Arsenal lead by 2 goals to 1.
If they want to, cause mayhem at corners in order to score the goals that will get them the title, they've got every right to do that.
And there is a new hero in this part of the capital. His name is Eberechi Eze. It's Arsenal 4, Tottenham 1.
We're not seeing what we've seen in years gone by where they couldn't quite get over the line. They find a way to win now.
Really does set his stall out in terms of making sure he's secure at the back.
In elite sport, you don't get given anything. It's not easy.
Maybe it's the idea of what's at stake.
Is Arsenal's title dream fading away? Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1.
This is not the same Arsenal that used to be, 2 seasons ago.
West Ham 0, Arsenal 1. Leandro Trossard, this could be the biggest yet. Headed in by Havertz. Of course it's a corner. Of course it's a set-piece goal.
Our supporters, they've been waiting for 22 years for something like this to happen.
There's the full-time whistle. Arsenal for the first time in 22 years, are champions of the Premier League.
I see you tapping your foot to that, yeah.
Say again.
You tapping your foot to that?
No, I'm just messaging Crookie about Southampton. what was it? What did I miss?
Nothing much.
Oh.
No,
Okay,
nothing
sorry,
much.
mate.
We'll go back to the phone lines. Stefan is an Arsenal fan and he has called us on 0717 223344. Stefan, a very good morning.
Good
How
morning,
are you?
Stefan.
Champions! 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 Arsenal! Come on, the boys! Good morning,
I
gentlemen.
take it you're
Good morning.
Listen, a very good morning to you, Stefan. Much congratulations. Have you had any
Thanks,
sleep?
mate, thanks. I did, mate. I did. I had a couple of whiskies, single malts. Thinking of you last night, Ally.
Oh, lovely, mate.
But mate, I couldn't watch that second half. I walked out of the pub. I was watching the Bournemouth game, obviously, but oh, mate, what a roller coaster. And Gabby, do you hate us that much, really?
What's happened?
I said, do you really hate us that much? Or is it just banter? I hope it's
listen.
banter, my friend.
When I was a kid, mate, Arsenal my second team, so I love Arsenal. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Stefan, listen, mate, I've got to say to you, pal, football, I need to tell you about football, it gets to me, and it's got to me over the years, but it's never made me walk out the pub, mate. I mean, what's happening?
I know, mate. Look, mate, I'm 51 years old, mate, believe it or not, but I actually cried last night, and the first thing I could do, I'm getting emotional now, I phoned my dad, when I was 5 years old, he made me support Arsenal, and, I phoned my dad straight away, and I had a little cry.
Good,
That's
mate.
what it means to me. That's what it means to me, mate.
Lovely story, pal. Lovely story. That's what it is to
That's
people.
what it's all about, mate.
Many congratulations,
Yes.
Stefan. You enjoy your day, pal, and celebrate, and you've still got next week to look forward to as well, mate. Thanks for the call.
Really, before I go,
Okay,
I will be
joining us. Carry on, mate.
Sorry, mate. I will be supporting Villa tonight, and I will be supporting Crystal Palace next week. That's what it's all about. It's about England, mate. British clubs.
Yeah, you're
We've
right.
got to support them, yeah? We've got to support them.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Come on, PSG.
Oi,
Easy
Gabby,
to wind
if I
up.
see you, I'm going to have you, mate.
Brilliant, Stefan. Thanks for your call, mate. Joining us to react to finally lifting a title after 22 years, despite spending over $1 billion. This is written in front of me, by the way, just to wind the Arsenal fans
Yeah,
up.
of course.
It's Gabby's best mate, Arsenal podcaster, Joel Bayard. Joel, how are you feeling this morning? And a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Joel.
Let it all work out. Let it all work out. Gabby, it all work out. Good morning, Ali and Gabby. How's it going?
We're buzzing, mate. Absolutely buzzing. Listen, that must be the biggest cigar I've seen in a long time since Donald Sutherland was hanging out that tank and Kelly's Heroes. How are you getting on? Tell me your celebrations last night, mate.
Mate, first of all, it's a fake cigar, but I don't care. I'm going to be smoking it all day long. Secondly, celebrations through the roof, mate. I had a show to do yesterday. I had an award show. I actually got thanked by Bruno Fernandes personally for winning the league. That was brilliant. Check it out. And then after that, we just went out. We went back to the Emirates. We had a celebration. Didn't get back till like 5 a.m. really because it was hard to get back. And yeah, had an hour and a half's worth of sleep. Haven't showered, and now I'm here talking to you guys online, mate. It's beautiful.
I want to ask you a quick question, Joel. What do you think of Southampton?
You may ask me a question, Gabby. You may ask me a question.
What do you make of Southampton being kicked out of the playoff final?
That's not my concern, Gabby. All I want to focus on is us winning the league after 22 years.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Joe,
you
answer
are
me this
apologising.
question, mate, right? Answer me this question. It has been a fantastic season, right? Arsenal thoroughly deserved the title. Don't care what anybody says. Best team wins the title. And congratulations and well-deserved for that achievement. However, mate, you could be on the threshold of a quite unbelievable, unforgettable season.
Yes. Because I'll tell you what, forget the Europa League Cup final, whatever it is, those other smaller teams playing. This is the one. The Champions League next week in Budapest. I will be there, by the way. And can you imagine, look, the parade's going to be crazy enough as it is, but can you imagine if we beat PSG? Gabby, and Ali, all jokes aside, right? Arsenal was a momentum team. We've seen what they were like at the start of the season when they had all the momentum. And if, you know, they carry this on, I reckon now the pressure's off playing against Crystal Palace. I do believe you're going to see a good performance because Mikel Arteta won't allow him to have a bad performance. And obviously Palace, they've got a cup final coming up. But I do believe with this confidence, it gives us a very strong chance of going and beating PSG in Budapest. Not because we're a better team than PSG, I have to be honest with you, but because we are all about momentum as a club. And I think there's no bigger momentum than this, if I'm honest.
Joel, we have a lot of banter. We had it all season. But on a serious note, we know what football means to a lot of people, mate. Even seeing the Villa fans over here and they're in party vibes, but seeing the clips of Arsenal last night as well. There's a generation, isn't it, mate, that haven't seen Arsenal win the Premier League. So the relief, the joy, and they deserved it this season, didn't they?
Oh, 100%. I mean, look, you look at the guy, Stefan, that was just on a minute ago. He said he's 51 years old. He called his dad and he cried. I cried too. I cried for all my haters.
I bet.
You know what I mean?
Problem,
and it was fantastic. The tears are still rolling down my face. But yeah, like you're saying, Gabby, it's amazing, man. I've got my daughter that's 10 years old. I'm going to be able to pick her up from school tomorrow, and I'm going to say, look, we've done it. You know, we won the league.
Amazing.
It's a monumental moment. She's never going to forget it. I'm never going to forget it. And when we win the Champions League, Gabby, you're never going to forget it as well.
My team's all in that competition, Joel. So.
Ooh, good.
Different generations, mate.
Good service return there, Gab. Good service. Joel, great. Thanks very much for coming on, pal.
Man, Joel.
Maybe see you in Budapest. Enjoy your celebrations, mate.
Yes. Love you both. Bye-bye.
Take care, pal. Thank you. As we mentioned, the Arsenal officially crowned champions for the first time in 22 years. So if you want to hear even more reaction, fallout, then former Arsenal midfielder Adrian Clark was alongside Angelina Kelly in the latest talkSPORT Daily podcast episode, which is available now on all your favourite podcast platforms. Thanks to Joel. They're up next. Absolutely delighted to say John McGinn's brother, Paul. Paul's going to be joining us right here in Istanbul.
That's John.
Zach, what about the Kai Havertz one? Got away with it there, didn't you? That's a red.
I think it should have been a red all day long. I'm not going to sit here and be biased, but I'm glad he didn't get sent off.
It's a stonewall. It's an unbelievable decision, that, from VAR. I cannot believe they look at that decision and go, nah, it's not a red card, that. I mean, it's unbelievable.
We've had two stinkers this week.
Unbelievable.
Two big stinkers.
One of the worst decisions I've seen this season.
And the Emblemo one at yesterday. That two, for my money, howlers. Absolute howlers. But, you know, you can make the Arsenal fans listen to this going, well, you know, maybe Saka should have had a penalty. You know, I think there's something in it. I think it's one of those, I don't think there's enough in it to go to VAR, but the Havertz challenge, studs on the back of the calf.
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, not going for the ball.
It's absolutely terrible. The ref sees it because he gives him a booking, right?
Yeah, no, he gives a foul.
The fact that
that's a foul.
The fact that he sees it, right, and doesn't, and quite clearly, you can see that it's a red card. It is he's nowhere near the ball. Nowhere near the ball.
It's not.
And then VAR, look at that. VAR, look at that decision and decide that that's not a red card.
I know, but
it's one of the most unbelievable decisions I've ever seen.
The Emblemo,
it's outrageous.
The Emblemo one yesterday is.
Well, they've already come out and apologised about that.
Yeah, well, listen, so they should. So they should, yeah.
Burnley had 20 minutes there with Arsenal down to 10 men. And look, I don't think they would have scored anyway because Arsenal are so good defensively. But Man City fans must sit there and think, what on earth is going on with these decisions? What on earth is going on? It's unbelievable.
No, but I remember the Rodri handball incident against Everton. You know, you can always look back over incidences over the course of a season.
I know, but Chase, that is that.
No, I agree with you.
That is outrageous. It's an outrageous call.
I agree with you. But
what is the point in VAR? What's the point?
Well,
what is the point?
VAR would have looked at it and they said it's not worth it.
How can they look at that and not say
I don't know.
How?
Jay, I can't answer that.
Answer it.
But
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm loyal. Don't touch Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yeah. Sorry.
That music's gone for a bit. Ed, you'll need to explain that bit of music there to me. What is it?
Turkish music.
Oh, it's Turkish music.
Makes
All right, okay, right. It was delightful then, there you go. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ally McCoist and Gabby Agbonlahor coming to you live from Istanbul. Delighted to say we're now joined by a man who plays for Motherwell and is flown in to watch his brother. Captain Villa tonight in the Europa League final. It's a very good morning to Paul McGinn. Paul, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
I'll tell you the first thing I'm saying, never mind the Villa, never mind anything else. What a season you boys have had. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, yeah. Had a new manager in the summer, didn't know where it was going, and we actually play similar to Villa, would you believe, without the high offside line. We don't quite do that, but yeah, just a great season to be involved in.
See, before I go into the Villa, tell me, how quickly did it take him to implement his ideas and strategies, and how quickly did you take it on board, you guys?
He did it through stages, sort of thing. So the sort of build up from the goal kick, that was the first thing, and then through everything sort of was stages. So we were quite lucky. We had the League Cup in Scotland, the group stages to play against the sort of lower league teams, and I think that helped us. And then by the season we were just about up and running, but it still took us, as I said, 5 or 6 games to get in the real flow of things. And but quite quickly you even see it 2 or 3 weeks in, you see the standard of it all. Just on repeat.
When you're getting results as well, I can imagine everyone's in line with the manager, aren't they?
Yeah, well, actually, we'll see in the League Cup, as I said, it was low. Teams were low block, and we were struggling to properly break them down, and we were a bit worried ourselves, thinking, is this going to work? And we played Hertha Berlin in a friendly the week before, and we never battered them. It was a pretty level game, and we thought, oh, here a minute, this might be good. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Amazing, mate.
So well done for that, mate. We'll move on to tonight's game. Anytime I see you and your brother Stephen, it's watching the Villa, man. I bumped into you at Wembley. I bump into all the big games. Clearly, you're here supporting John and the Villa.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, as you say, they've gave us many great nights, and I like these ones at the end of the season where I can make it.
Exactly.
What's he like as a captain? Because I played under different captains where they're shouters, but then I've always liked the captains that it's their performance on the pitch. It's kicking someone, it's being aggressive, it's pressing, it's scoring important goals. John McGinn looks to me like he's that sort of captain.
I'd imagine he's full of fun, John, isn't it, and stuff. But I'd imagine he's more like that. You shouldn't change. Yeah. I've been captain this season, and I think people notice if you're trying to change your force. So he just does as is, and it'll be hard in that dressing room. There's loads of different languages, isn't there? So you just need to be normal. And yeah, as I say, as long as you're performing on the pitch, everyone's quite happy to get behind you, aren't they? There's no issue.
It's funny, Paul, because I remember genuinely when John was at the Hibs, Gianni was doing a bit of scouting, and he said
I swear, I promise you, he went, he's going right to the top. Right to the top, and from me and Geranti's point of view, as you know, ecstatic. You never went to Celtic, right? It's the one that, seriously, the one that they missed. And I was down at the Forest game.
Yes.
And it was an unbelievable performance. I thought after maybe 5-10 minutes, the 80 minutes I saw from the Villa was absolutely outstanding. But your brother's level of performance that night, what to say, but was ridiculous.
Well, I feel as if he does sort of the big games. He always turns up. I think the PSG, the Wembley, the final, a few of them, and fingers crossed he's at it again tonight. But a lot of the times you just see the big ones. He just puffs up his chest, and sometimes I'm watching he's flying in the tackles, and I'm like, right, John, going to rein it in a bit. But what can I say? He's surprised, I suppose, when I watched him at Hibs. I thought, I can't believe the big ones aren't taking him. And that's just the way it goes. But against Celtic and Rangers at that time, he was doing the same thing, standing up, scoring goals at Ibrox, scoring at Celtic Park. So it's just kind of used to what this is what he does. And there's not more much I can say, but it's unbelievable.
What's it like? Sorry, Cam. What's it like? Actually, it must be a different kind of feeling, because obviously play the game at top level yourself, and then you're going to watch your brother. Is it nervy in any way?
Especially early in the career, I really didn't enjoy watching him. He got his Scotland debut. I think they played, is it Denmark or whatever, and I was a nervous wreck, as opposed to when I'm playing, you know what it's like, you're fine, and I didn't enjoy it. And I imagine tonight I'll probably be just as nervous, but at least he's not trying to prove things. Everyone knows that he's a really good player. So my mum, my mum, she leaves at 60 minutes and stuff because she can't cope with it. So we'll see if you see a woman wandering up down this hill later on. It's my mum.
Yes, I know what it means, like being an Aston Villa fan from the area, what tonight means to the fans. And what I've noticed in recent interviews is John McGinn gets it. He understands what winning this trophy tonight means. But what about his career? Because he has a fantastic career so far, and this era, like he says, some of the players, they're getting to their 30s now. It's quite an old squad compared to all their squads in the Premier League. How important is it that this Villa team wins something under Unai Emery?
Oh, exactly. I think they really deserve to as well, don't they? I watched some of these Tielemans. Wow. Unbelievable player.
Incredibly.
Konza as well, and I'm just think it's great I get to watch them every week, and when they lost Kamara as well, I thought, this could derail them, because he's a real top player, and it just shows how strong some of these players are. And Anna steps in, a few of them, even Lindelof
coming in. I loved watching him. Lindelof coming in, just sat in front there, allowed the two fullbacks just to piss on. I've got something you're going to enjoy this.
Yes.
I don't know who wrote this. Rupert Istan Bell. I mean, that's poor. That's proper slapstick stuff.
It's not a bell.
He's been out and about catching up with some of the Villa fans who are obviously and quite rightly getting excited about tonight's game. One fan was particularly complimentary of a certain feature of Captain John McGinn.
Right, John McGinn. Give me an example of. Show me his backside. What's so good about John McGinn?
His backside.
Right. Okay. Right. I need you to replicate the
full on.
Trust me, that was not good.
Just to let you know, Rupert, if you're watching and listening, which I know you are, you get 18 months for that up in Glasgow, by the way, right? Now, the first thing I've got to say to you, and it's the biggest compliment, he uses his body as well as anybody.
Yes.
He uses his body.
Unbelievable.
The best I've seen since my hero, Kenny Dalglish.
It's just that's just a natural thing. He's got the sort of big, giant tree trunk legs, and he just plants them into the ground, doesn't he? And you're not shifting them. You watch all the big, strong players in the Premiership talking about how you can't shift them. There's a boy Bassey that was at
Rangers,
Monster, and you see in an interview he says he can't shift them. So if he can't, I'd still fancy myself a doing with him. I'm sure I could take him still.
I've been asked to ask you, right?
Yeah, I'm getting in my ear as well.
I can't. Oh, you go there.
Okay, I've got to ask you about the penalty that Celtic got against Motherwell. What was your
By the way,
thoughts on
just
it?
before I'm leaving the room, right?
What's your thoughts on that penalty that was given?
You know, I'm just going to give a sort of politics
Exactly.
answer. I'll not answer it. We actually were waiting on Hibs scored at Ibrox
That's
right
right.
before it, so that was the bigger blow for
That's
us. We
right.
had to go to
Yes.
Hibs on the Saturday and get results. So yeah, I'll plead the fifth.
Take the fifth.
I don't blame you.
Well,
Don't
listen,
blame you.
mate, Paul, thanks so much for coming in. Tell the family we're asking for them. Fingers crossed. We all think you'll get a result tonight.
Yes.
The Villa will get a result. We certainly hope they do.
Fingers crossed. Cheers, team.
And congratulations on a brilliant season. mate. I
Yes,
really
well
mean
done,
that.
mate.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
very
you,
much.
mate.
Cheers.
Top man. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so don't forget, Adrian Durham and the team will be inside the Besiktas Stadium for live commentary of Freiburg versus Villa. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Kick-off is at 8. Jim Proudfoot and the last Villa captain to lift silverware, Andy T, will be calling the action. Coming up, we'll bring you the legal perspective on Southampton's expulsion from the Championship playoff final. That should give you and I about 5 or 10 minutes off.
I mean, how are you feeling? What would be a good World Cup for the USA, Brad?
Get into the knockout rounds and then see who you get drawn against.
Yeah.
I could see if we can finish top of the group, which would be really hard. People are saying we're in an easy group. Paraguay is going to be a hard game. I think man for man, player for player, we're better than Australia, but that doesn't mean that you're going to win the game. Turkey, man for man, player for player, is better than the U.S. when you go into it, so that's going to be a difficult game. So I think it depends where we finish in the group, and when we get to the next round, which I think we should, if you finish second or you're one of the third place teams, you're going to have a harder draw going through. Could we, if we got a nice draw, could we get to the quarterfinals? Yeah, we could, but we're still a growing footballing nation. I mean, we said most kids that are still born today want to play in NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, but stadiums are better, training grounds are better. Like everything's growing, but we're still not a footballing nation. So that would be success. But Tyler Adams is a good player. Weston McKennie's a good player. Chris Richards is a really good player. Anthony Robinson's an excellent player. One of our players we need to play well is Christian Pulisic, and he's had a real difficult time recently. So we got to hope that he comes in and does something going forward. Tim Way is a good player. Balogun's had a great season, so we can cause
It's so funny. World Cups are so different now. You'll see that virtually every single team in the World Cup has got players that play in Europe.
Yeah, and that you'll know. Yeah, there's gone are the days when you get the World Cup and you think, "Wow, I've never seen him before." It was
kind of more exciting when we were growing up.
Yeah,
the difference with the U.S. team to, let's say, a Spain or an England or Germany's is that if Chris Richards is injured, if he does get it, that's a huge miss for us.
Yeah.
If Anthony Robinson can't play,
they don't have the depth.
No,
that's the thing.
With what comes in, so you mentioned Johnny. Okay, so he's out, and we have Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie. But then if Tyler Adams or Weston McKennie get injured, then it's a huge drop off.
Yeah, sure.
So now we're already asking Tyler, who has injury problems. Weston can do it, but to play every game now and every minute for us to be successful, and that's a big ask.
Yeah.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an Interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931 when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in. But it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Okay, here we go, 7:35. It is Wednesday the 20th of May. Ally and Gabby with you this morning, coming live from Istanbul. You're loving this place. I want to ask you, what was that about that shaving thing and all that stuff and those things coming out your ears?
So basically, people feel that bald men can't go to the barbers. So I'm doing it for all the men without hair out there. I like to go to barbers. When I sit down, I say to them, listen, there's not much you can do, so just take it all off. But it's nice to get, like, a face mask. It's nice to get, like, you know, your head washed. But the thing in the ears was basically, when you put them in there...
I was thinking, what is that for wax or anything?
Yeah, so basically I was thinking to myself, Ali, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, and then he burnt the side of them, and then, like, I was like, okay, what's going on? And they were getting smaller and smaller, obviously, but I'm thinking, when's he going to take them out? When my ears catch fire. And then finally he took them out and he said he opened it and you could see the wax inside. So it's basically like gets all the wax from inside your ears.
That is brilliant. And I take it gets rid of all the hairs because you've got really hairy ears.
Yeah. I can hear good now as well. I can't hear the Arsenal fans very well though. Still a problem.
Right. The bad news for Southampton this morning is they've been kicked out of the Championship playoff final following the EFL's investigation into Spygate. Wembley will now host Middlesbrough instead of Saints, who take on Hull, which of course is live on talkSPORT this Saturday. Here's how Saints and Borough fans have reacted to this particular news.
As a Southampton fan, I'm devastated. I followed this club everywhere this season, spent a huge amount of money. We've lived and kicked every single football, and now we are the fans that pay for the mistakes that we didn't make. I feel embarrassed. The hardest part of this was the uncertainty. 1 minute you're dreaming about Wembley and the Premier League, and the next you feel like the club's reputation has been dragged through the absolute mud.
Did Southampton get what they deserved? Tom de Eckhart did, Will Salt did, the fans didn't. They don't deserve what's happened to them, unfortunately, but they are part of the club. They were happy to celebrate them cheating, all these binocular signs. Taylor Harwood-Bellis got what coming to him. I'm so glad that Southampton haven't got their chance, and cheats will never ever prosper.
Well, let me tell you, what a story this is. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. The drama continues. talkSPORT Understands manager Tom de Eckhart could face a sack and an FA ban. The club, however, fighting back with a legal appeal to save their £200 million Wembley dream. Ricky Lambert will be joining us in just a minute, but we're going to take a call from a Southampton fan. Jason, I was going to say a very good morning to you, but thanks for joining us first of all, Jason.
Good morning, Jason.
How have you found this news, my friend? Must be devastating.
Morning, Ali. Morning, Gabby. Good luck, Lloyd, Gabby, and good luck to all the Villa boys and all that.
Thank you, mate.
All the best of luck.
Thank you, pal.
In shock at 7 o'clock last night. My phone was red hot. Woke up this morning with reality. Now, someone at the club's got to take accountability of this. I mean, the management, the CEOs, the players, and the owners can always leave the club. It's the fans that are going to be left to pick up the pieces. It's embarrassing for not just the fans, it's embarrassing for the city. How the EFL has allowed Southampton Football Club to sell tickets, probably knowing this is going to be the outcome, and fans have booked hotels, transport, trains that are all non-refundable. I mean, it's the fans are out of pockets. The owners are millionaires. They'll just walk away. The CEOs, it's pocket change. And there's some fans that work hard for their money. There's children out there, 6, 7 years old, never been to Wembley, never been to the Premiership, probably in tears this morning. You know, I've been a lifelong Saints fan, 40 years season ticket holder. There's many out there, there's many saying they're not going to renew. The last season has been totally wiped out now. Are they going to refund the fans to the Middlesbrough playoff semi-final tickets, because that game practically has been wiped out? And what are they going to do for this season tickets? Obviously, are they going to give them complimentary to the fans last year, which the club loses money? Are they going to discount them? Or are, what most football clubs do, put an increase because the cost of living's gone up? It's a total mess. They've appealed today. Will they get the appeal? I doubt it. You know, I hope they do. As a Southampton fan, Middlesbrough fans, you know, they're going to be waiting to book their tickets. You know, it's an embarrassment. It really is an embarrassment. It's probably going to be a world record fine. Yes,
I get it as well from the fans, and like from a football player's point of view, I'm sure the players are thinking like, what have we actually learnt from the spying? They've got one of the best teams in the league, Southampton. Look at the bench. They've got the players they brought on in that second leg against Middlesbrough. What have you learnt?
I think you made a good point. I think we've lost Jason there, but one thing I would say, brilliant call.
Yeah.
A lot of that, the first thing you obviously think about is the finances and all that stuff. The club losing this,
Took
the
time
club
off
losing
work.
that. Punters.
Took time off work, Ally.
Again, you're right.
Booked hotels.
Fans, anyway,
Terrible.
to unpack the drama, I'm delighted to see a man who scored 117 goals for Saints, former Southampton striker, Ricky Lambert's going to join us now. Good morning, Ricky. How are you, mate?
Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Ricky, thanks very much for joining us, pal. Really appreciate it. You probably heard Jason, the Saints fan there, mate. I mean, the whole thing's just a shambles, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't believe what's happened. I cannot believe. And then the news last night, devastating, absolutely devastating. Devastated for the fans, devastated for the players. But the club have not made the mistake. The owners, the fans, and the players have not made the mistake here. I don't want the whole club to be tarnished with this. This is a mistake by a very few amount of players in that club. And the fact that the players and the fans are getting tarnished and punished like this, I can't believe it. I cannot believe what's happened.
Ricky, what do you actually think of the punishment itself? One or two people think it's harsh. A lot of people think it's justified. Where are you on it? And do you give much hope for the appeal?
I can't believe it. I'll be honest, I was shocked. And I'll tell you why. I'm not condoning the actions at all. I'm not. But what advantage has that gave the players? If I always put myself into the players' shoes. So if I'm in either dressing room, if someone came to me the night before and said, someone's been videoing our training with a camera, I would not have cared. It would not have bothered me one bit. I would not think that would have got any advantage on the next day or changed my game or the lads' game. The better players over 2 games win. That's what's so devastating for the players. I'm devastated for the fans because obviously it was going to be a great day. They've spent money and they deserve their experience at Wembley and the chance to go up. I'm devastated, but for the players, it can be life changing. So that call for them is hard to take, and it's not the club's fault. This is a very.
But Ricky,
yeah.
Ricky, I agree with you. Like, there's so many people that aren't to blame. I get it. The players, the fans, and a lot of people at the club. But to do it in multiple games, someone has to be to blame here. There's talk that the manager might lose his job. What do you think of that?
I think if that's the case with, which it probably is, then there has to be a sacrifice, and then the sacrifice needs to be suitable for the club to progress. So
yes,
I still think there's a chance that we might get this overturned, but there has to be a sacrifice. It's basically what's happened to the club. There's been a £200 million fine, a 4-point deduction, and the chance of the lads never to play in the Premier League again. That is way too much for a fella stood behind a tree with a camera. That's way too much. It's too much to take for the club, the players and fans. That shouldn't be. There should be a sacrifice. Whoever took the decision to do that, that's the sacrifice in my eyes.
Ricky, tell me, mate, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you, but you've said, understandably and correctly, you look at it through players' eyes, right? What do you think some of them, not only what are they thinking, but what actions are available to them?
I don't know. I wouldn't be looking at the club. I wouldn't be looking at at the club and the owners, because it's got nothing to do with them. There's a decision very close that's being made very close to them, and as much as this person has helped them get into that position, they would be feeling nothing is going to stop us from getting to this playoffs final. Nothing. Even if Middlesbrough had infiltrated our changing room for a week, we still would have. If Middlesbrough had done the exact opposite, Southampton still would have been in the final. That's how the players would have found a way, because they're the better squad. This is what's so frustrating for me, if I was one of them players, because nothing would have stopped that team getting to the final. It wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. So I wouldn't be looking at the club as there needs to be something massively done or changed to the club, because like I said, it wasn't the owners. It was the playing staff. It was the coaching staff.
Brilliant, Ricky. Listen, mate, such a big story. I never managed
Ricky.
to get anywhere near Liverpool or even Villa for that matter, but thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, still to come in breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Go big on landscaping with Travis Perkins. Find everything you need at travisperkins.co.uk.
Okay, I don't know if you've missed it, but Arsenal are champions for the first time in 22 years. How are you feeling this morning? We'll be joined by... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yep, you've guessed it.
Not even.
Oh, no is enough, right? That will describe him perfectly at the best of times. Double oh, no this morning. Piers Morgan's going to be joining us at 9 a.m. and we'll give him a right good listen to for at least 15 minutes. Give us a call on 03717 22 33 44. Tell us how you're feeling this morning. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. From fence panels to decking or paving packs to topsoil, Travis Perkins has all your landscaping needs covered.
Just going back to what you're saying about Kluivert should have been sent off, right? And people moaning about just 1-0 again to the Arsenal, right? And it's happened so many times.
It's the most ridiculous.
Well, what I was going to say was, right, I want to beat Arsenal with the stick because I know it upsets you and annoys you and Martin Keown and the guys in the office. But what I will say, right, if I'm going to take my I want to annoy you Arsenal hat off, what I will say is any team that wins the Premier League, they get lucky throughout the season, right? They get lucky. Winning 1-0, you only need to win 1-0. It doesn't matter, 1-0 or 4-0, you still get 3 points. And yes, they were incredibly lucky not to have Kai Havertz sent off. Would it have made a difference? Probably not. They got away with one. Other teams get away with one. I just think people should stop moaning about it was 1-0 and you got away. It's just over the course of a season, it doesn't iron itself out.
No.
But every team will have a little bit of fortune over the season.
Well, again, I was looking at a couple of stats. Like Arsenal have won 8 Premier League matches this season, 1-0. Right?
Yeah.
They're second most in the season behind their 9 1-0s in 98-99. Right? So it's the second most ever 1-0s.
Yeah.
I don't see there being an issue with that.
No. Well, people are talking about you scoring from set pieces, right? You've scored 69 goals this season, 24 from set pieces. 18 of those 24 from corners.
Yeah.
Right? You have, I think, 19 games you've scored from a set piece. So half them, 1 in 2 you score from a set piece, right? That's just football, isn't it?
Well, listen,
take advantage of something that other people aren't doing.
Exactly, and also as well, you don't get any less points for scoring from a set play than you do a normal. So I think this season has been a real. What's pleased me about this season, and I get it for the neutral watching the games this season, they might be a bit like, oh my goodness, this is so boring, right? But what I found really fascinating is that I've seen over the last couple of seasons, Arsenal play a better brand of football and win nothing. Right, better brand in terms of the way they're popping the ball around. It looks pretty, right? And they haven't managed to get it over the line. If Arsenal do get it over the line this season, that just shows me that they've found another way. They've evolved enough to find another way of getting the result. And set plays, whether you like it or not, are a huge part of the game, and Arsenal have managed to capitalise on that.
I want to sit here and say you'd be the worst team to win the Premier League, right? I might be right. End of the day.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't tell Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Okay, 10 minutes to 8, Wednesday the 20th of May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Ally and Villa legend Gabby, live. Yes, live from Istanbul. What do we know this Wednesday morning? I'm going to tell you. Julian Timber, Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka partied outside the Emirates until around 5 a.m. this morning. Good on them, as Arsenal fans continue to celebrate a first Premier League since 2004. Well deserved. talkSPORT understands that Tom Eckert faces the sack and FA ban after Southampton were kicked out of the playoff final, with the owner furious and players considering legal action. And the relegation battle will go to the wire between Tottenham and West Ham following a 2-1 loss for Spurs at the Bridge last night. It was a classic sports bar derby, and if you tuned into talkSPORT's YouTube channel last night, you were treated to a special live watch along with the deadly duo.
Reach it is right. Palmer plays in Neto. Bit of space for Enzo's had a shot. Enzo. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Don't blame me. I'm not referee.
Don't scream dynamite. Don't scream dynamite.
Suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up.
Get the ball out of play. Just kick. When you get it back, just kick it out of play so we can get these garbage players off the pitch. We go 2-0 down. Watch what'll happen. We go 2-0 down before we make changes.
I told you! I'm the Chills! You can see it! Jay, told you that scoreline.
Go! Come on! Come on! Richarlison! We're back in it! Come on! Get in, you mug! Come on! Cross it in the box! Get outside! Oh, it's into the goalie! You passed it into the goalie! How can you pass it into the goalie?
Yes! Get in! Jay! Chap the Super Chills! Up the Blues! Up the Chills! at the Super Chelsea. There he is, Madison. By the way, Jay, good effort second half. You drew the second half, mate. Up the hips.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Right, now for our coffee break with our very good friends at Costa Express.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT. Sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
Okay, so we're Istanbul, even with a T, not a P, celebrating the Villa, but we are joined now by someone who is here for the cheap Botox and hair transplant, as well as the game. I don't know who wrote this. I'm being very brave here. It's the poshest Aston Villa fan to exist, barring only Prince William, my friend Prince William. Anyway, it's a very good morning to Rupert Botox Bell.
How are you, pal? Well, I don't need a hair transplant. Gabby.
Well, I'm going to say to you.
Yeah.
And I know you'll take this the right way. You've got a fine head of hair for a man of your years, a man of your vintage.
Yes, he has.
But your inside left, your inside right need a wee bit of work. They're kind of, you know, a wee bit of, they're getting. What I'm saying is, there's more plaguing up those channels.
What? I had no idea. Look, I had a late night last night, so I'll just take whatever you're saying. I'll take it on the chin.
You're a bit hungover, Rupert.
No, you look
where
well,
did
mate.
you go last night?
How was your night?
I ducked out. I don't know what time I ducked out, but I did get a text from my son, who was still going strong, at 2:10 with a picture with James Chester's. So last night somewhere, but I ran a reasonably large race.
Well, I'm going to say to you, Rupert, right? I arrived later in the night to the city. I flew in from Edinburgh. But on arrival at the airport, all the way in, Villa fans everywhere, and Freiburg fans as well. And it just looks, there's just a wonderful, you can just sense there's a good atmosphere.
I think both sets of supporters are thinking, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Freiburg, this is a huge moment for them. Someone likened them to being the equivalent of Fulham.
They've never won anything, have they?
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Sort of when Fulham got to the final, it's sort of almost going, well, we don't actually believe this happened. Sorry, Fulham fans. But for us, we're going where the journey, you know, having from John McGinn, Championship football, here we are. Okay, we may have won a Champions League all those years ago, but the fact that we're here, most of us are going, this is surreal. Because of the sort of pathways, it's meteoric in many ways, it feels like. And to see Villa fans all just having a really good time. And it lively. And I
you wouldn't want it any other way, would you?
Well, I've got to learn to be a bit more mature, I think.
It's okay. Too late for that, mate.
You know, maybe more Botox probably required. I don't know, or whatever. Who wrote that anyway? That's
no
so
idea.
Rude.
No
It's so rude.
There he is, that man.
It's been too long, hasn't it, for a club of Aston Villa size? You know, 1982, the last time we won a European trophy. I think you was 50 when that game was on, wasn't you?
There's so much abuse.
Sorry, a serious question. What does this mean to Aston Villa tonight, to Aston Villa fans?
It means absolutely everything. Just to feel part, you know, because it's a generation ago.
Yes.
You know, when I was 100. So in 1982, you know, it just feels a long time ago.
Yes.
Do you realise Villa fans? There seemed to be every Villa fan of a certain age was in Rotterdam.
Yeah,
you know, they all suddenly were there.
Of course.
But you know, this is something special, and I think there are lots of people who haven't got tickets who are just coming here, and this is a fabulous city. I mean,
wonderful,
outstanding, and I mean, I'm staying in a pretty good apartment right by some great big tower.
Lovely.
It's fantastic.
Well, the one thing I would say, Rupert, Gab, I don't think there's any doubt post the bang average is doing you a favour performance against Tottenham.
Yes.
The Forum has been, you know, excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Burnley was, but I think everything's been. Last Friday was so important because it meant they can come to this with the handbrake off.
Yeah.
Because there's no worry about Champions League. Oh, God.
Of course.
Catching up. So they can enjoy tonight. And it was good. It was on Friday night. And so they've got time to get them going again. And they can just play with a freedom and a conviction. That's what I'm sure.
Prediction, Rupert.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth.
Sorry,
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping I'll see a 2-0 victory. I'll take that all day.
Super John getting one?
I don't. Basically, a statue, please, for John.
Yes.
a statue for Emery, and we got Mr. McGregor outside the ground.
Oh yeah.
And now we need a John McGinn one, and we need a Unai Emery one.
I don't want to quickly before you go. I know I'm getting it. I'll need to be a couple of words answered. What about that golfing performance at the weekend?
Aaron Rai, unbelievable. A throwback.
Wasn't it wonderful?
Watching those 9 holes, I've never seen anything. And then, of course, okay, you might say that 70-foot putt was a bit lucky, but he made his own luck. The rest of the play that he produced from that eagle at 9 was just extraordinary.
Tremendous.
Great story.
Rupert.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa, Rupert.
I need a black coffee from Costa.
Thoroughly enjoy it, mate. Thoroughly enjoy it. That was, of course, all thanks to our very good friends at Costa Express. Rupert will be back on the show tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. You'll have a new bar and a teeth will be done. We probably won't recognise you. You have to walk in and introduce yourself to me. Up next, though, we continue to celebrate the news that for the first time in 22 years, Arsenal are Premier League champions.
The Costa Coffee Break on talkSPORT, sponsored by Costa Express. Quality coffee, quality day.
"24 hours later, Mo Salah took to social media, and we know that Salah is out there very shortly. And he says, "I've witnessed this club go from doubters to believers and from believers to champions. It took hard work, and I always did everything I could to help the club get there. Us crumbling to yet another defeat this season was very painful and not what our fans deserve. I want to see Liverpool go back to being the heavy metal attacking team that opponents fear and back to being a team that wins trophies. That's the football I know how to play, and that's the identity that needs to be recovered and kept for good. It can't be negotiable, and everyone that joins this club should adapt to it." Why is he doing that, do you think, Simon? I've heard this discussed in various other outlets, but let's do it ourselves. What's his motivation, do you think?
He doesn't get on very well with Arne Slot, I suspect. Doesn't agree with him. They've obviously had a fault. Nothing's changed. What do we think changed? There was no massive climb down from Salah for his outburst back in October, November, December of last year, was there? So there was only a papering over the cracks and managing of the situation. The players leaving, he's out the door. He doesn't seemingly or apparently or evidently get on with the manager. So he's having his two-penneth. He's throwing his little two-penneth in. What I think was more concerning was the errant little bunch of despots that have thrown their two-penneth in behind him by liking his tweet, which are current players in the squad. He's a thing of the past. He's been a wonderful player for Liverpool. He's achieved wonderful things with Liverpool, and Liverpool have been wonderful for him. He's now gone.
Now, who are these little despots like Curtis Jones, liked the post with a hand clapping emoji? Dominic Szoboszlai also liked it on Instagram.
We can all make, do we really run our world by social media posts? I mean, some people would say that a president was elected as a result of social media, so you have to give it some credence. But the fact that these guys have liked it, whilst I don't sit there looking around to see who likes things, there is an element of, was that really necessary? He's entitled to have his view. He's out the door. There's no casualties for him, besides perhaps leaving a mark on Arne Slot because he doesn't particularly like him and doesn't enjoy playing for him and doesn't respect him. Because clearly he doesn't respect him because he said the things he said.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krimbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The Sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players. The attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Okay, here we go. It's half time, 6 minutes past 8 on Wednesday the 20th of May, and we are kicking on. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally, Gabby, and our great friends Arnold Clark. It's the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car in the upgrade event. Check it out online, live in Istanbul, as I say, and we're building up for a massive night of European football with Villa as they face Freiburg in the Europa League final, and you can hear it live on talkSPORT tonight. Can Unai Emery's men secure their first European trophy since 1982? What a show we've got for you this morning. What a show we've had, and what a show we have got in the final 2 hours. In an hour's time, you better get yourself tuned in for this. Arsenal celebrity fan Piers Morgan will be joining us for, what did I say? We'll give him a right good listening to for about 15 minutes after 22 years of hurt. Cars were beeping their horns all night. The pubs and bars were absolutely bouncing. And there was only one man to send there, somebody that is very comfortable in that environment. It's talkSPORT's Max Scott. Right in the thick of it he was. He caught up with the ecstatic Gunners painting the town red.
Well, 22 years of pain, 22 years of disappointment, 22 years, a generation of being called the bridesmaids, of being the bottlers. This is what it looks like. This is what football does to grown men and grown women. Tears being shed here in North London. And sometimes words cannot articulate what football does to people. It cannot do it justice. The cameraman is an Arsenal fan and he's lost his mind. Arsenal fans are absolutely losing it. This man has come from Hong Kong.
Yeah, let's go, Gunners!
All the way from Hong Kong. He left his newborn son with his wife. That's what football does to people. It's absolutely incredible what's happening here today.
I mean, there's over the top. And now, to give his thoughts, I'm delighted to say that joining us live from Istanbul, who's somebody who I can quite categorically tell you is slightly calmer than Max Scott was. It's the man behind Daily Arsenal. It's Adrian Durham. Good morning,
Good morning,
Adrian.
Aid.
How are you?
It's not good morning.
Are you just... Do you share... I see you don't really share Max's and the supporters and that cameraman's enthusiasm there.
No, not really. And actually, the guy who was with, the guy from Hong Kong, right, he just said there, it's just true. That guy from Hong Kong came all the way from Hong Kong, left his newborn
Shocking
son
that is.
just to come and like dance around the streets of Islington. Absolutely
disgusting, Adrian.
No, to be fair,
I'll never do that.
No, he left him with a bottle. He had a bottle. He left him with a bottle. And
some nappies.
There was a change of nappies. Yeah, come on, guys. Let's.
Dear, oh dear. What they should all do is just say, "Oh right, City didn't win. Cup of cocoa, go to bed." Because it's about time they won the league.
But you've got to give them a bit of credit, though. Come on, 22 years. They've proved themselves to be the best team this season.
What have they spent?
We can say it's been an average. You can talk about whatever you like, but
what have they spent, Ali?
Doesn't matter. Does it matter?
Over £1 billion.
So that doesn't guarantee success. You have to say, well done.
Well done. You have to because they've finished top, and the history books will say they're champions. You can't take it away from them. And congratulations to them. It hurts hard. They said to me last week, do you want to go to Arsenal Burnley Monday and then go to Bournemouth City on Tuesday, or do you want to get as far away as possible? And I said the latter, please. So
Istanbul, please.
Yeah, in terms of Europe, you couldn't get further away. So I was all for coming to Istanbul. Are we going to talk about the Villa?
Yeah, let's move on.
Who wants to talk about the Villa?
We're going to talk about it in 2 seconds because I want to move on.
Let's move on
There's
swiftly.
so much to talk about. I mean,
have we stopped talking about Arsenal?
Yes.
Well, yes. For the moment.
Yeah, well done.
I want to move on to the.
Now do it nicely.
I'm going to move on to the North London rivals.
Right.
I mean, they had an opportunity last night to put themselves safe and clear. They couldn't blow it, could they?
Yeah, they've had a mare, haven't they? They've had a shocker.
Yeah.
I was listening to Cundy last night on the sports bar, Cundy and O'Hara. They were brilliant. The watch along was sensational. It really was. And then they got on air to do the sports bar, and Cundy's called him Roberto Dispersi, and I have just died. I've completely gone. It's like a couple of weeks ago when I heard him call the defender Mickey can't defend.
Yes.
I mean, just absolutely died. They absolutely nail it every time. And listen, it kind of in their hand, go to Chelsea and win, or go to Chelsea and get something.
Just a draw, they need.
I mean, it's
but
unbelievable.
It's no real surprise that because their record's appalling there.
Yeah, but have you seen Chelsea? They're so bad this season.
That was their chance to beat them.
They've picked up a little bit. I saw them at Liverpool, who were poor, and I saw them at the cup final, and they were all right. They've picked up ever so slightly.
You're struggling there, mate, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
What I would say, though, is that West Ham, their first half performance against Newcastle was a disgrace.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Picked the wrong formation, the wrong players. So they've got a chance against Leeds. That won't be easier for West Ham either.
No. Well, listen, it's great that it's going down to the final day for the neutrals, but not for them, obviously. But what a big story. I mean, we've been robbed of some massive stories. Arsenal blowing it would have been a massive story. Hearts winning the league would have been brilliant. We all know. Sorry to mention it, mate. But this one, Spurs going down.
Oh.
That could be...
Talk a lot, do you think?
So, yeah, absolutely. I think so, yeah.
Well, we're talking about big stories, and this morning... I tell you what,
wow, the biggest.
It might be the biggest.
Yeah.
It really might be
Spurs,
the biggest.
That stadium in the Championship next season.
I'm not talking about that, and you know I'm not.
What?
I'm talking about Southampton.
Okay, Spygate.
I mean, that, when you take everything into account, the grand scheme of things, finances, fans again, organising travel for weekends away and all that stuff, shambles, mate.
But if you speak to a lot of Southampton fans, they're ashamed of what their club has done, okay? So it's not like the whole of Southampton and their fan base is thinking, oh, we've been wronged here. I think they're holding their hands up and saying, listen, it's not our fault, it's not the fans' fault, and it isn't. But the club has done them a dirty one. And I think that there's nothing else they could have done, really. I think Southampton, you couldn't have cheats going through to the final. You couldn't have cheats going up to the Premier League.
So it's the right decision for you, Adrian?
100% the right decision. You can have a debate about whether it should be Middlesbrough going into that playoff final, but I'm not really sure what else you could have done. Middlesbrough were cheated on, they were spied on, and who knows? People are saying, oh, well, that didn't help them win. How the hell do they know? You know, who knows what they gleaned from... Do
you think the manager should be sacked for it?
Oh, 100%, yeah. He should walk away, really.
Yes.
He should step down, given what he's done. But, yeah, I mean, I also look at Taylor Harwood-Bellis, the captain of the club, putting the binoculars to his eyes and in celebration of a goal. I mean...
Embarrassing now.
Have you no idea what's gone on here, mate? You know, read the room. Yeah. And that in itself is a problem. I said from the start that he shouldn't be anywhere near Wembley. He should be banned for it. And now he's not going to get near Wembley because Southampton ain't going to be there.
One thing I would say regarding that, you've got to have a degree of sympathy for other players, man. I mean, Ed, I don't care what anybody says, the players have got nothing to do with it, and all of a sudden they're waking up to this news this morning. Supporters, as I mentioned, booking travel and all that stuff. I just think it's I don't disagree in terms of the punishment. I think it's extremely harsh. I don't think there's any other way they could do it.
Do you think they had to make a statement, though, the EFL?
100%,
so it doesn't happen again?
That's spot on. And I think this is what I was just going to say, that, you know, Southampton have done wrong here. You can't just let it go and there's a little fine and you know, maybe there's points deducted at some point in the future if they're in the EFL. You can't go with that. There has to be a serious deterrent.
Yeah.
Because they've set out the rules and this is cheating. And it's baffling why they've done it. Why can't you? I mean, did the manager not trust his own players? Did he feel he had to get that little bit extra?
Exactly.
And I know they all try and get the percentage.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. They spied on Oxford.
I know.
And lost the game. And Oxford got relegated. I mean, it's mad. That situation is absolutely
desperation.
Mad. So
sure, the camera couldn't have been switched on for that Oxford. I mean, surely it could. The good news is Adrian's staying with us to build up to what could be a historic night for the Villa here in Istanbul. And of course, as we said earlier, you can hear it live on talkSPORT.
As we alluded to yesterday, Southampton are likely to face a sporting sanction if they're found guilty of spying charges. As a result, they could end up being thrown out of the playoff final to be replaced in that final by Middlesbrough instead, the team that they put out last night at the semi-final second leg stage. We said we'd look into this more thoroughly from a financial, legal expert point of view, and the very man who fits that bill is sitting to my right. Stefan Borsten joins us live in studio. And Stefan, good morning to you.
Hi.
We'll get into how this may or may not play out in the courts. Is there a precedent, Stefan, for chucking a team out of the playoffs?
Well, it happened to Swindon, but it was different. Well, not in terms of the playoffs, but in terms of sort of annulling the promotion. But it was a different situation. I mean, there's no situation where you've had it all come to a head within this small window around the playoffs. In terms of spying / espionage, there's really very few cases anywhere in football in respect of this. So you've got the Leeds situation that we know about, where it was systematic. They ended up with a £200,000 fine. And effectively, the other part of the sanction was to vote in favour of the rule that then came in. This rule that we're now talking about in terms of the 72-hour rule. That was part of the agreement on that. So that.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't tell me. Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Let's get in there!
I do like that song, I must admit. 20 minutes past 8, it's Wednesday the 20th of May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast, myself, Ally and Gabby, and our voice of live football, Adrian Durham, is still with us as we build up to talkSPORT's live coverage of Villa versus Freiburg in the Europa League final. Aid, great game, really looking forward to it. I mentioned to a few of the guys earlier, I thought Villa were as poor as I've seen them in a long time against Tottenham. I saw them against Forest, complete opposite, and obviously Liverpool. Can you see anything other than a Villa win tonight?
It's a Villa win, 3 or 4-0. I think they're that good. If they play like they've played the last couple of games, I mean, when they've been truly sensational, you're right. And by the way, Istanbul, Villa, everywhere.
It's great, isn't it?
It's fantastic, and it's been like that all week. I've been here since Monday, and it's been like that all week. They're really excited about it, and actually, a Villa fan said to me last night over dinner that Freiburg are happy to be here, and actually Villa are really happy to be here, but. Yeah, they both want to win it, clearly. But it's just a joyous occasion. Do you know what I mean? It's like two clubs that really, they need it. It's not like they're in finals every single year, not European finals every single year. And I think these are the right finalists for the Europa League. So I'm really looking forward to the game. Having seen a bit of Freiburg, it should be a Villa victory. And with John McGinn in the form he's in, I mean, this is a player who, when we're looking at the contenders for Player of the Year, John McGinn's name has to be in that conversation, and I'm surprised more people haven't put his name in there, because I'm looking around at some of them that are in there and thinking, John McGinn has done better than you and you.
Yeah.
So it absolutely amazes me, but I just think he's such a great pro. Seems like such a great guy. I mean, he's goal scoring. He's like a natural goal scorer, Gabby, isn't he?
Yeah. 2 finishes against Nottingham Forest. The second one was clever, because he's gone that corner in the first time. Second one, I'm going to change it. Keeper wouldn't expect it.
But he's so calm, and he does it effortlessly, doesn't he?
Yep, passing, everything he's got.
Did you coach him? Is that right?
No.
No, that's the reason he's good. He didn't coach him.
He skipped past my videos, my shooting. Well, I've got a question for you, Adrian, because Aston Villa spent 30 million last summer transfer window. Every other Premier League spent more. Spent more. Even the promoted teams. Arsenal spent £200 million in the summer.
Are we back on Arsenal now?
Yeah, just an example. Arsenal spent 200 million. Villa spent 30. If Aston Villa win tonight and they get top 4, has it been a better season for Unai Emery than Mikel Arteta? Finances involved.
What I'd say as well, Aston Villa are better to watch.
Easy.
Me.
Well, that's true, isn't it? Do you enjoy watching Arsenal?
I do enjoy watching Villa, right? Okay, carry on.
Do you enjoy watching Arsenal?
I'm letting you two rattle on.
Do you enjoy watching Arsenal?
The bitterness I'm getting here for you two is absolutely
He's working at the final, he can't answer.
Actually, I am. Yeah, I really love Arsenal.
Well, listen, we're going to have to move on. You were asking if John McGinn had been watching Gabby's videos.
Gabby's best video at the Villa was, of course, 101 great throw-ins. So we're going to move on. Adrian, I want to thank you very, very much for your time this morning. What time you got to get to the ground?
I don't know. The producer will tell me. What time are we getting there? About 3, something like that.
Early. I love it.
Crazy early.
Somebody that's as disorganised as I am. Enjoy it, mate. Thanks for coming in to see us.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa. Up the Villa. Right, let's get the latest odds with Coral and Dave Stevens.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Cheers, Aid.
Aid, brilliant, pal. Thank you. We'll never get a chance to talk. McBurney.
Oh, I know, yeah.
You're there.
Steve-O.
Gentlemen, very good morning. You can just carry on.
Good morning, Steve-O. Steve-O, in case you missed it, mate, I'm having a right moan about McBurney over in the Scotland squad.
Incredible.
Right, never mind Spygate, never mind the Villa, never mind the Arsenal. What about Ally McCoist over in that squad? 17 goals.
I got that. Morning, gents. How we doing? Listen, I'm loving watching the show on the stream this morning because I should be tuning in tomorrow because a few people could look different. I mean, Rupert Bow could look like Jurgen Klopp coming back from Turkey, couldn't he? Because Rupert is not averse to a little bit of treatment, shall we say.
He likes a bit of Botox, doesn't he, Rupert?
Well, he could have the lot done, Gab. Hair, teeth, everything, couldn't he? He
Why
could
not?
look very
Why
different
not?
this morning.
I think he started early, Steve-O. He was in this morning. I think he started early, mate.
Well, it worried me when he said he was out in Istanbul late last night. And, I never know with Rupert. He goes off on these funny jaunts, doesn't he? But, listen, obviously, huge night coming up, Gab. Let's get straight down to it. The good news is to lift the trophy, which is what it's all about. Aston Villa, 100-30 on. So, pretty warm favourite.
100-30 on.
Freiburg, 11-5, so just a shade bigger than 2-1. In terms of winning in 90 minutes, similar story. Your odds on, Gab. 7-10, 11-4 the draw, 4-1 Freiburg. We heard Rupert. Did Rupert say 2-0 was his prediction?
He did, yes.
And Aston Villa win 2-0 is 13-2. Shortest price is a 1-0 Villa win, 11-2. Gab, didn't get your prediction. Have I missed it? What are you thinking? I know what you're hoping, but what are you thinking?
I'm thinking a 3-1 win to Aston Villa tonight. I really am. See the game out.
What'd you say?
Second half, 3-1 Villa win.
I fancy a bit of that, Steve.
I fancy him to concede, but I back Watkins, I back McGinn as well, Rodgers to get the goals.
12-1. John McGinn, 10-1 to open the scoring, but 12-1, 3-1. Look, it should be Villa's to lose, Ali, shouldn't it? Or are they 7th in the Bundesliga?
Yeah.
Of course not. Of course not. But what I found interesting, and I can't steer away from Arsenal on this morning, Aston Villa are much hotter favourites than PSG are to beat Arsenal. Obviously, following week.
Are they really?
Arsenal are only 6-5 to win that Champions League, 8-13 PSG. So we think Aston Villa are far more likely to win tonight than PSG are to win in 10, 11 days' time. But
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Just a warning, boys. It's no good keep going on about Arsenal because you've got Piers Morgan coming up, and the more you wind him up, the more unbearable he is going to be at 9 o'clock. Oh. So just dial it down.
The one thing, though, Steve,
that's all I'm saying.
It makes it an easy 15 minutes for Gab and I, Steve. That's for sure.
I did see something funny though, Steve.
We can sit back and relax.
Just let him talk, Steve. I saw Portsmouth put something on Twitter saying can't wait to the derby next season. That got a lot of views, mate.
Well, I was going to say, it's been a good season for the Coral team because Rochdale for John Hill back in the Football League. Arsenal for Simon winning the championships, winning the title, of course. And for Portsmouth, Southampton getting expelled from the playoff. But look, joking apart, we give Southampton a lot of stick. Wow. Well, I do. Some of it's deserved. You had your you had a Southampton fan on earlier. And when you listen to a fan speak about how they paid the money to go and watch these games. But that's when I think every football fan has a degree, even Portsmouth for Southampton has a degree.
Agreed, mate.
Look, there is an appeal, we believe, taking place. So we're still not betting on what could be Middlesbrough versus Hull or Southampton versus Hull, or we don't yet know. What we do know is relegation's going down to the final games, obviously. But really, Tottenham, it'd be a massive shot now. West Ham are 20-1 on to go down. Obviously, they need to beat Leeds. They then need Everton to do them a huge favour. It's possible. And all the while there's hope.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Then West Ham have got to do what they've got to do, Gab, isn't it? Which is beat Leeds.
West Ham have got to do what they've got to do. The manager's got to pick the right team. But the record of Spurs at home, Like, I wouldn't put it past Everton, last game of the season, beating them.
It's just how much David Moyes can motivate that Everton team, isn't it? Which, look, I know that he will do his bit. Ali, I think it'd be remiss of us not to move on, though, to Scotland. World Cup squad, and that you mentioned, obviously...
Well, I was going to say to you, Steve, well, that squad got announced yesterday. I was a little bit surprised, no McBurney. However, have we got the world shaking in their shoes at the announcement of that squad?
Well, they remain 250 to 1 to win it, but I like to focus on positives on this slot. And here's the great news,
the fiver, Ali, isn't it?
Here's the good news. Scotland are 1 to 3, 3 to 1 on to get out of Group C. And that would obviously be a first. That would be fantastic. It looks like Steve Clarke's going to extend, Ali. You must be behind that decision if he's going to stay on for another 2 years.
He's been fantastic, Steve-O. He's been nothing short of fantastic. You know, we weren't qualifying for, tournaments, and all of a sudden he's got us to 2 Euros in a World Cup. Different class, absolutely different class.
Something's happened there, though, with McBurney.
Yeah,
and the manager. Something's happened.
That surprised me.
Yeah, so not pick him. We know what happens in football.
Yeah, but
the fallouts must
we've all got personal opinions on players and things like that. But the fact of the matter is, Stevie Clarke has done a quite remarkable job and is doing a quite remarkable job. So if he wants to stay on, I think it's the best interest ever in Scottish football, Steve-O, for me, mate.
Yeah, and I think all Scotland fans would absolutely share that sentiment. So, listen, good luck tonight, Gab. Stay away from wherever Rupert's hanging out, and we'll look forward to seeing how Rupert
I'll see you tomorrow, Steve-O.
Cheers, fellas.
If we win, I will see you tomorrow, Steve-O.
Take care, Steve-O. Thanks for your time, mate. Football, Europa League final, relegation latest. That was the whole lot. Look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+, gambleaware.org. Next, we will be subjecting Gabby to some more gloating Gooners next, and that's before Piers Morgan joins us.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+, gambleaware.org.
How much credit does Bruno Fernandes deserve? You're not a fan of this assist thing, are you? Now that he's equal Thierry Henry's record.
Well, no, I mean, Thierry got 20 assists and 24 goals.
We're just talking about assists.
No, but altogether, my thing with this, right, is fair play to him. He's equal to a very good record, and I've got no issue with that whatsoever. I'd like to see a little bit more emphasis on goals rather than a few goals and a whole load of assists.
I mean, not his job to score goals, but I hear
De Bruyne's got the same record, and 13 goals.
Yeah, he's got 8.
So there's
we might score 6.
Numbers work, right?
Using my lines, you've learned very well. High five there, yeah, good work, man.
But no, yeah, listen, what he's done in a bad Manchester United period is phenomenal. Certainly this season with the assists, and it was funny because watching the game, there's so many times he got a shot and he opted to pass it because he's obviously desperate for his record.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I get it, but I can't remember when all of a sudden goals and assists became a thing. Certainly when I was playing in the Premier League, it was all about, if you're a striker, goals. And then if you're a creative midfield player, how many assists he got. All of a sudden now, and I think some players are getting away with it, with this goals and assists, because ultimately the name of the game is still to put the ball in the back of the net. But you're seeing some guys, they've got 17 goals and assists and they're forward. You go, well, how many goals they got? Well, they got, 4 goals and 13 assists. You're like, well, that's not any good.
Terrible, yeah.
That's terrible. Because they're putting out goals and assists together.
You're all right.
It's almost overshadowing everything.
Do you care about any stats? Like, you're a fan of XG. There's another one called XA.
Yeah.
Do you know what XA is?
Assists. Expected assists.
It's expected assist. Now, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. I know about XG, but listen, I like XG, but I don't...
You can't explain it.
The only stats that I really...
care about?
Goals. I think assists to a certain level.
Clean sheets?
Yeah. I love touches in opposition box because I think that tells you a lot about how a team's attacking. Because and I always like to compare the XG with touches inside the opposition box.
Always? You always like to do that?
Yeah, because if you're a team in certain games, you're getting 40 touches in the opposition box and there's no goals, what's going on?
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
.35 Wednesday the 20th of May. We're coming to you live from Istanbul. Ally Gabby and our good friends Arnold Clark shop the upgrade event today and get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car. Do not miss your chance to boost your valuation. As I mentioned, we're in Istanbul. We were swamped with Villa fans all morning, but I've just headed out to the city centre. Gabby, what's your plans for today, matey?
My plan for today, probably go and grab some lunch, maybe have half an hour chill and then get ready for the big game. Nervous a bit now.
Good.
Closer to the game, getting a bit nervous. Going to get there early.
Aye, I took the words out of my mouth.
Very early.
Because it could be...
Yeah, I think there's going to be chaos all around the ground.
Well,
from like 4 hours before.
I think generally speaking, the city is chaos.
Yes.
I like it though.
Yes.
I love the city, but it's chaos, so I'm just imagining what this will be like, you know.
It's like being in like a Mario Kart, isn't it? Honestly, like the driving.
Do you know, I was here for the Liverpool final.
Was you?
That AC Milan game. Honestly. And I still, to this day, struggle to believe what I saw in that second half. It was amazing.
Incredible.
Absolutely amazing, mate.
Ali, I got off the plane right on Monday. Got in the car coming out the airport, literally on the motorway for 5 minutes. Car in front hit something. Like, Ali, honestly, on the motorway, the car hits an animal, right?
Oh, dear me.
And then our car behind, we're in the car behind, and our driver has to swerve on the motorway. Literally brakes on. I'm thinking, what's going on here, mate? I've just got off the plane.
You're having quite a couple of days.
The driving, though, mate. Some of the driving is wild.
I know.
Seatbelts on. Double seatbelt.
It's crazy. It really is. Somebody that has dialed 03717223344 this morning, I would imagine, is a very happy Arsenal fan. And that man's name is Liam. Liam, how are you this morning? Good morning.
Good morning, Liam.
How are you doing, lads? All right?
We are brilliant, mate. We're absolutely fine. How are you this morning? You must be delighted.
Over the moon, mate, over the moon. But I thought I'd ring up because a couple of months ago, Gabby was sat there saying, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I think I called him the unwanted uncle.
I've heard that before, by the way.
I must give the man point of reply. How do you feel about that, unwanted uncle?
Listen, I've heard that before from family members, to be honest, so it's nothing new. But no, Arsenal, they've got married finally. Deserved this season, the best team. And after spending over £1 billion, I'm glad they can finally have a trophy.
Listen, Liam, the big question is, can you make it an unforgettable season?
Nah, I think PSG's a step too far. I really do.
You think
so? Be positive.
He's one of my favourites.
It's going to be an hard. It's going to be an hard game, but listen, if anyone can do it, we can shut up shop. It could be us.
Well, it's been a brilliant season so far, mate. Thanks for taking the time to call us. Enjoy your day today. Huge news came out. Huge news. I'm going to try that again. Huge news. That's a kind of unique New York one, that, isn't it? Huge news. Huge news came out yesterday regarding Southampton and the Spygate scandal, as we learned just what punishment the Saints would face. That, of course, being expulsion from Saturday's Champions playoff final. Credible, unbelievable developments overnight, and this morning that Ton de Ekkert's Southampton future could now be in tatters. As reports suggest, owners are furious with him. Former Saints striker Ricky Lambert joined us earlier on the show and thinks the punishment has gone way overboard.
I still think there's a chance that we might get this overturned, but there has to be a sacrifice. It's basically what's happened to the club. There's been a £200 million fine, a 4-point deduction, and the chance of the lads never to play in the Premier League again. That is way too much for a fella stood behind a tree with a camera. That's way too much. It's too much to take for the club, the players and fans. That shouldn't be. There should be a sacrifice. Whoever took the decision to do that, that's the sacrifice in my eyes.
Well, interesting one from Ricky there. Well, joining us now for more on this is talkSPORT's chief football correspondent and the man who broke the news of Ekkert's potential sacking. It is, of course, Alex Crookie. Very good morning, mate. Thanks for joining us. How are you, first of all?
Yeah, good morning, guys. I'm good. I'm a bit frazzled after the last 24 hours, to be honest, but all good.
Do you know something? Frazzled is actually the perfect word for it. I think we're frazzled ourselves. I mean, we come on here, half expecting. Yesterday when I left, Edinburgh to come to Istanbul, Crookie, I was very much looking forward to probably having 4 hours chat on the Villa.
Ali, I was out for dinner with Petrov and Ashley Young, and I seen it, and I'm like, I couldn't concentrate, Crookie. I was like, whoa, this is massive news. The biggest story of the day, 100%.
I tell you, Crookie, I mean, all kidding aside, I don't know if you heard, I think it was Jason, the Saints fan we had on earlier. I mean, the ramifications, not just for the football club, but for supporters, travel, players, everything. It's an unbelievable story, mate.
Yeah, and there's so many strands to it. I was actually up at 1 o'clock this morning writing that story for talksport.com about the fact that Ton de Eckert could now pay the price with his job and a potential FA ban. I know the FA are also looking into the sporting director, Johannes Spoors, to see what involvement he had in all of this. And I think we're going to find, when we get the full written review from the independent commission, that one of Ton de Ekkert's defences is going to be that spying on opponents, observing opponents' training sessions is not illegal. It's not against the rules in his native Germany. In fact, it's common practice, but I'm not sure that's going to hold an awful lot of water. I'm told the owner, Dragan Solak, who was in the dark about these spying missions, is absolutely fuming at the prospect of missing out on that £200 million windfall and an immediate return to the Premier League. So I think he is going to want heads to roll. I've spoken to people attached to major sponsors of the club overnight, and they are considering whether to pull out, because obviously brands don't want to be associated with a team of footballers who basically have admitted cheating their way into a playoff final. The players are fuming. They're consulting their lawyers and the PFA to see if there's a case for loss of earnings, because, of course, promotion to the Premier League is worth an awful lot of money in their pay packet. And I think what baffles me most about all of this is the lack of contrition that the football club have shown. Here we are 14 hours, I think, since the bombshell announcement from the EFL that they were being kicked out of the playoffs. We haven't yet had an official statement from Southampton. There has been a letter in the form of an email that's been sent round by Phil Parsons, the chief executive. I've got that in front of me now. And while he says that the outcome is one they strongly disagree with, they're challenging it robustly. Until that process continues, our focus remains on continuing preparation for Saturday as planned. He also says the legal team remain confident in the strength of Southampton's position. Nowhere in that email does he show any kind of remorse or apologies, because they have admitted this. And it's not just an isolated occasion. They've admitted it 3 times, spying on opponents. Oxford back in December, Ipswich in a big game that could have kept them in the hunt for automatic promotion in April. And, of course, the first leg of this semi-final. Ironically, they didn't win any of those games. Now, you're not telling me that if they're spying in December and they're spying in May ahead of the last game of the season, it will be now for Southampton anyway, because I don't think the appeal is going to be overturned, that they've not spied in between. So this has clearly been common practice, and I think the football club should have taken ownership of it. And I think there's an arrogance that's been running through that football club for a long time that may well prove their undoing.
Crookie, tell me, you used the word spying earlier on, you used the word observing, completely 2 different things obviously. What are the actual legalities? Do you know the actual legalities of, you know, the rule or law about watching other teams?
Well, the law was put in place after the Marcelo Bielsa incident ahead of Leeds against Derby many years ago.
Yep.
And the actual rule is that you can't observe an opponent's training session less than 72 hours before you're due to play. So, yeah, in the law book it says observing, but it is spying, isn't it, when you've got someone stood behind a tree filming on a mobile phone. I've got to say, I don't think he's going to get a part in any James Bond film anytime soon. He's not the best spy in the world, this fella. But I feel a little bit of sympathy for him, because Will Salt is the young analyst whose name and picture have been splashed over all the newspapers. There's no way he was acting alone.
Yeah.
You know, the manager was in on this. I think that will come out in these written findings. I'm pretty sure that at least one member of the Southampton hierarchy was aware as well. And that is why I think we are going to see big changes at Southampton this summer. In terms of the appeal, they've rushed it forward. We expect an outcome by the close of play today in order for this Championship playoff final in some form or other to go ahead on Saturday live on talkSPORT. I think the fact they've been hit with a 4-point deduction for next season, Southampton, as well as being kicked out of the playoffs, does give a sort of halfway house, if you like, if this panel, which is a more senior panel, I'm told, than the previous one, decide that actually the sanction is a bit harsh. They could give the 4 points back. I'm struggling to see any way, having admitted these breaches, that Southampton are allowed to play in the playoff final. But there is another strand to this story in the form of Hull City. I spoke to somebody very senior there on Saturday evening. They didn't want Southampton to be taken out because, of course, they've spent the last week preparing to face them at Wembley. And now they've got just a few days to prepare for a different opponent. And potentially they might prepare for Middlesbrough this morning in whatever training session they're doing. This afternoon, if the appeal really goes well for Southampton, they could be back in and they're having to prepare for them all over again. So I'm not expecting anything now, but if Hull City were to lose this playoff final, I think they might have a legal case as well. It's madness, really. It's a crazy story, but it's all of Southampton's own making.
Some people say it's harsh. Some people say it's deserved. It's cheating. You've done it numerous times. There could be more than 3, like you said. Did the EFL have to make a statement here just to stop other teams doing it in the future?
Well, it's not an EFL statement. Obviously, they put their recommendations, but it is an independent review. It's not the EFL who've decided that Southampton should be kicked out of the playoffs. It is this 3-person independent panel. But I thought the Middlesbrough statement hit the nail on the head, really. I think a statement was needed to be sent out that when you bring the integrity of the game into disrepute, as Southampton clearly has, there have to be harsh consequences. And actually, I don't care what happens in Germany. We're built a little bit differently, aren't we, in English football? We don't like cheats. And ultimately, Southampton have cheated.
OK, Crookie, thanks very much for your time this morning. Really appreciate your time. Have a good day. Still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarx Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarx.
Well, we've been hearing from Arsenal fans all morning, but there's one man out there who simply cannot wait to get ripped in in about us this morning.
Our 25-man squad is right up there with the greatest in world football. There are 2 trophies in world football anyone in club football cares about, the Premier League and the Champions League, and we are about to win them both.
I've got a feeling they're going to get upgraded to the best squad in the universe.
Yes, ever.
I think there's an upgrade coming. Piers will be joining us in the breakfast show very shortly, and I'm sure he won't be holding back. That is for sure. That was a breakfast preview with the wonderful Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast Preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With pay-as-you-go hire from Travis Perkins, you can get straight on with the job. Available nationwide at all hire branches.
Is this the most significant departure, you think, managerial departure in Premier League history? I mean, there are a few big
No,
ones.
not really.
No?
I think it's the most significant departure for Manchester City. But I think in all the clubs, I think the Klopp impact upon Liverpool was remarkable in terms of galvanising the club back to its fans, back to the levels of achievement, to a brand of football that ignited and excited most people. And Klopp walked out and decided that he'd had enough and left Arne Slot with a wonderful squad that are able to win the Premier League next year, or the following year, sorry. You've seen Ferguson leave, okay, after 26 years. I don't think his legacy, I think his achievements are remarkable, but I think the squad that he left, it does not compare to the squad that Klopp left Liverpool, and does not compare to the squad that that Guardiola is leaving Maresca. And Maresca is indeed a lucky boy. He wouldn't be in this job if he hadn't been in the building previously. I think probably all the lessons that he will have learned at Chelsea will be taken into the Man City job, and so his experiences, his maturity of being able to manage up might be slightly better now. But he's in a wonderful, blessed position that they are built. You know, the last 2 years of a year of decline and a year of rebuilding have all culminated in the fact that they've done a double this year. I mean, I can't think of a more boring FA Cup final for some time, but notwithstanding it, they still won it. Right? And they've done a double this year. They won't do the treble. Arsenal will win the league, but notwithstanding that, they'll finish second. They'll won 2 cups, and Maresca will walk into a group of players that are highly focused, highly motivated, and his opportunity is to prove the fact that he can continue. And I always believe, and I said it at the top of this show, that you judge a business when the people that own it are not in it. So you judge a football club by the legacy of the person that's been running it for a period of time. Klopp's legacy was to hand it over for a year to Arne Slot, who effectively just finessed it and won the league. Now the image of Liverpool is now Slot's, and it's not so great. Ferguson left a decaying squad. With due respect to Alex Ferguson, I'm not trying to diminish him in any shape or form, and that then created the problems that have then spiralled out of control for Man United over a 13-year period. So we'll see if Manchester City continue. I suspect they will. I suspect Maresca, I mean, the principles behind Maresca was, you know, it's an open secret. He was discussing going to Manchester City with the Chelsea management, which is probably why there was a lot of angst and irritation between the two parties.
Not wig. It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark!
Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely.
I'm
loyal.
Don't tell me.
Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1.
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Okay, it's 8:53. It's Wednesday, the 20th of May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ali, and Gabby, and we are coming to you live from Istanbul this beautiful Wednesday morning. Now, Arsenal players celebrated with bottles of water last night as Bournemouth's draw with City secured them the first title in 22 years, and they finally shook off their bottle jobs tag, which I thought was grossly unfair after 3 second places. Bournemouth have completed their rise from League Two to Europe, throwing 1-1 with Man City in Iraola's last game in charge. The Cherries can still qualify for the Champions League. And by the way, we probably have not mentioned that enough. What a job he's done. What a season Bournemouth have had.
He could be manager of the season. Like you just said, Addy.
Certainly comes into the
players that they've lost.
Must come into the equation.
Kerkez, Housen, Zabani, Semenyo halfway through the season.
It's unbelievable.
Recruitment's been fantastic. And
European football guaranteed for the first time in their history.
Yes.
Magnificent.
New training ground built.
Yeah.
Stadium's going to have a revamp as well.
It's
fantastic.
Brilliant. And Tottenham fans have been left to sweat in a final day escape following a 2-1 defeat last night at the Bridge. Jamie O'Hara was forced through 3 hours of the sports bar after having to take part in a watch-along with Jason Cundy on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. Safe to say Jamie's not okay with it.
This team's going down. This team's going down. I'm telling you, this team's going down. We are so bad. We are so bad. That result against Aston Villa was a fluke because they didn't turn up. And then absolutely, since then, we have been garbage. Leeds at home, we were guff. And then tonight, we were absolutely terrible. We don't know how to score. Chelsea give us a goal, really, out of nothing. We created absolutely nothing. Nothing. The only time that we looked like doing anything was when James Maddison had the ball. He's been out for 9 months. He's had ACL. He's been out for 9 months. And we're begging James Maddison to come on the pitch and make something happen. What about the other players? What about the ones we're playing 100 grand a week to, who can't trap a bag of cement? Got Timberlands on their boots. Honestly, it's a team of trampolines. It is a team of trampolines. You go into Costco and you can buy them players. Trampoline. Stick him in your garden. Richarlison comes off him. Bounce. Every single time. Bounce off him. Bounce off him. Bounce off him. Matthias Tell kicks it out of play every time he gets it. Mawani. 70 million pounds someone paid for him.
There's something beautiful about hearing Jamie in distress, isn't there? Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
There's something poetic about it.
Oh, it's incredible, though. This is one of the worst Chelsea side in how many years, Ali?
Oh, I know, mate.
The confidence shattered.
But isn't it amazing
and they still couldn't get something.
I know, but isn't it amazing sometimes, Gab, how like statistics and history, when you go to a club or go to a team or go to a ground that you just don't do well at, and you think to yourself, it has to go sometimes.
Sometime, like you're fighting for your life.
Particularly
what
last
Chelsea
night.
really fighting for now?
You even go back to Leicester winning the league.
Yes.
They've just got the side on Tottenham, haven't they?
Yep. They can't do it at Stamford Bridge, but they've got to turn up on the weekend, Ali, because they might need to get something for sure, because I think West Ham get a result.
Do you?
I do. I feel like he'll change the formation. The 5 at the back was silly against Newcastle. Go to a 4. Castellanos should have started. Should have carried on and brought Wilson off the bench maybe later in the game. So if he picks the right team, right formation, I think they beat Leeds.
And you think Tottenham?
I don't know, mate.
I'm telling you, mate.
I don't know.
Who are one of those teams that you do not want to be playing? Right.
Listen, David Moyes is a professional. Of course he is.
Oh, mate.
West Ham got rid of David Moyes. Now they need a favour of him. It's incredible how football works.
I know, mate.
West Ham fans, we don't want David Moyes. We don't like the football. Now look at them. They need a favour off his team. Wonder what football they want David Moyes to play on the weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what they want. They want the Manchester City Everton rather than the Sunderland Everton. Do you know what I mean? For sure.
Exactly.
It's going to be interesting, mate. Okay, plenty more to come on the show this Wednesday, the 20th of May, including ex-Villa captain and Celtic legend Stan Petrov. Just looking forward to talking to Stan later on. And the last Villa skipper to lift silverware, Andy Townsend. And, yep, you better listen, get yourself tuned in. Piers Morgan is next. We're coming to you, of course, Gabby and myself, live from Istanbul.
let's talk about the big breaking news that broke last night. It's been something that everyone's been speaking about for the last 12 months, and that's that Pep Guardiola is set to leave Man City after 10 years at the job. Let's bring in our chief football correspondent, Ags Crook, to kind of open or shed a bit more light on this. Crookie, obviously, look, this is massive news. It isn't a surprise as it is. We knew about it, but we didn't know when this was going to happen. Give us a bit more on it.
Yeah, I think it's the worst kept secret in football, has been for several weeks, if not months now. And that's why I'm slightly surprised, by all accounts, that Pep Guardiola has reacted quite furiously to the fact that this has been leaked 24 hours before a game that could decide Manchester City's title fate. I'll be at the Vitality tonight. If City don't win, it's Arsenal's title. If they do win, we go to the last day of the season and what is sure to be a very emotional final home game for Pep Guardiola, final game in charge of City after 10 years. Against Aston Villa. But as I say, this has been coming. I think it could well have happened earlier. There was a lot of talk about whether last season will be his last at Manchester City. He's given them one more year. It's a round number of 10. He delivered a 20th trophy, if you include the Community Shield and such like, by winning the FA Cup final at Wembley on Saturday. And who knows, there could yet be a late sting in the tail. There could yet be a treble. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't actually think Manchester City will win at Bournemouth tonight, but we shall see. But it is certainly the end of an era. What next for Manchester City? Well, that's been a fairly open secret as well. Certainly sources at Chelsea have long suspected that Enzo Maresca would be the new Manchester City manager. I understand there is an agreement in principle between Maresca and City for him to sign a 3-year contract. And he's even started to line up backroom staff. Willy Caballero, former Manchester City goalkeeper, someone that Maresca worked with before, is going to go as his number 2. So this could develop very quickly, not just Guardiola's departure, but the replacement being put in situ very quickly.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Okay, it is 4 minutes past 9. It is Wednesday the 20th of May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally, Gabby and Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan plus an extra £500 when you part exchange. Shop the upgrade event today. We are coming to you live from Istanbul on Wednesday morning prior to Villa's Europa League final tonight against Freiburg, which we are looking forward to.
Massive game.
Massive game. However,
Massive game.
Arsenal have finally clinched the Premier League title after 22 years of hurt, and this Arsenal fan will be a delighted man this morning.
Our 25-man squad is right up there with the greatest in world football.
The absolute priority, I think, for 98% of the Arsenal fan base is that we win the Premier League for the first time in 22 years.
There's the full-time whistle. Arsenal, for the first time in 22 years, are champions of the Premier League.
I actually think we're going to beat PSG. I think the momentum of winning the league and then a few days later going over to Budapest, and I think PSG, yeah, they've got some good attacking players, but they're going to come up against the best goalkeeper in the world and the best back four in the world.
Yes, I'm absolutely delighted to say a very happy Piers Morgan is with us now. Good morning, Piers. Very good morning to you.
Good morning, chaps. I've taken the liberty of joining you by Zoom this morning because I wanted some images that could last forever in historic talkSPORT posterity. So I have the mug here. I support Arsenal, and this is the only cup I'll be getting this year. I got sent a lot of those last season and the season before and the season before. I've got a cigar, Monte Cristo, of course. I've got a bottle of champagne here, and I've also got a nice array of newspapers with one word, Gabby: champions. Champions. So you might be sunning yourself over in Istanbul. I am sunning myself in Kensington because we have finally done it.
Piers, the first thing I've got to say is for people who aren't watching on YouTube, and indeed the talkSPORT YouTube channel, it looks very much like I can light that cigar from here in Istanbul, by the way. That looks the biggest Monte Cristo I've seen in my life.
Oh, what a night.
In all seriousness, mate, in all seriousness, I did say first thing this morning, the best team wins the league. And I think that over the period, Arsenal are very justifiable winners of the first title in 22 years. Is that fair?
100% fair. And as I've repeatedly said on talkSPORT and been repeatedly mocked for it, including by some of your colleagues sitting right next to you, I believe that we have the best squad in world football. And I think we're going to prove that by now going and beating PSG. And I think that when you look at, I remember, I think a pivotal moment for me was the transfer window last summer. We made a massive statement of intent. I saw Andrea Berta at the Emirates after the Burnley game. Never met him before, and I just thanked him. I said that transfer window was the best transfer window I think any team has pulled off when they've been gunning for the title. You look at the players we signed: Gyökeres, Eze, Mosquera. My God, look at Mosquera now, who can come in as a third choice right back and play at the same level pretty much as Ben White and Timber in the games he's played so far, which is extraordinary. You know, you look at Victor Gyökeres up front. For a first season, the number of goals he scored, but the way he's improved through the season. Look at Eze, who rejected Tottenham, and we saved him from a lifetime of career misery. How brilliant he's been. You look at Madueke, you look at Nkapie, right? All these players came in last summer, and in that moment, I thought, you know what? We have got an incredible squad. And the problem in the last 3 years when we came second was that we didn't have enough depth in that squad. So I met Arteta for the first time in October in a restaurant randomly. And I said to him, we're going to win the league because you've got the squad now that you've wanted. It's your vision. These are your guys. They played with your values. And I am certain we're going to win the league. And, you know, this is all on Mikel Arteta. I absolutely take my hat off to this guy. He has worked his process, worked his project to now the ultimate fruition. And I think he's been absolutely brilliant. And I was one of the doubters early on. First 2 seasons, we lost 13 league games each season. I was one of those thinking he's too young, it's too early for him, it's too big a job. And then I remember like early 2023, doing a whole apology in the Sun to Mikel. And from that moment on, for the next 3.5 years, I've absolutely bought in to what he's doing because I could see what he was doing. And I just think, Mikel Arteta, I want a statue, at least one statue of you, and I want a second statue of that idiotic Manchester City fan who did the bottle stunt because he must be feeling like the biggest mug in Britain right now.
Piers, I've got a question for you, mate. Fantastic Arsenal winning the...
Gabby, what about a public apology? What about just apologising to me?
Well,
and
before we get, I want to come in here.
What for?
I want to come in here as referee, if I may. As referee, Piers, I think it's only fair. I mean, two words I never thought I'd associate with Piers Morgan are humble and pie, right? But we've got that from you this morning with Mikel Arteta. So I think it's only fair I give the floor to my man on my left-hand side, Gabby.
Piers, before I apologise, I've got a question for you because I know you're a newsman, the best in the business. What's your thought on the Spygate situation?
Honestly, I would relegate them. They're cheats. You know, either we tolerate cheats or we don't. Just relegate them. Teach them a lesson. No more spies. No more spies.
All right, I'll apologise. Arsenal fans, everyone out there supports Arsenal. I apologise for mocking the season. Calling you bottlers. Great team, great fans, great football club. I apologise.
Brilliant. Well done. Piers, I want to ask you, mate, you
where's
touched
that
on it.
utterly useless half-wit O'Hara who must be... I mean, how must he be feeling? Because I kept saying to you guys, I kept saying we were going to win the quadruple, and you didn't really understand what I meant. Arsenal to win the Premier League and Champions League, right? Cristiano Ronaldo to win the Saudi League, which he's about to do, and Tottenham get relegated. It is my dream quadruple.
I think you're a couple of adjectives short on him, right enough, to be fair, but we'll get your point. I've got a question for you, mate. You mentioned it. And it's difficult to argue. I mean, that Arsenal squad is as strong a squad. And I said it earlier. I said it earlier in the season. I look at City squad and I look at particularly Arsenal squad, and it might be one of the strongest squads I have ever seen. However, my question is this to you. Taking all that into account, do you have the team that could make it an unbelievable, unforgettable season by beating PSG in Budapest?
Yeah, I think we're going to beat them. And the reason, I think we have the best goalkeeper in the world. I think we have the best back four in the world. And crucially, even, like I say, when we lose our first choice right back, Timber, who's been brilliant, I don't think he's probably going to make it, but maybe he will. Then we lose Ben White. Which other team in the world could bring in a player as your third choice right back in Mosquera, who then plays as well as he's been playing when he's had to come in? So this is the genius of Arteta in the way they've got this squad together, and the genius of Berta and the others who got these players in. So I think it's the squad depth which is going to work for us in Budapest. Plus, all the pressure's off, Ali. I mean, you know from your playing career, when you win, right, something like the Premier League, then all the pressure goes. 22 years of hurt and pain have just dissipated in one fell swoop last night as City choked. And because of that, our players, I watched them all celebrating in the training ground, and they've all went to the Emirates this morning. They look so happy, so relieved. The pressure's off. Nobody expects us to go and beat PSG now, apart from us, Arsenal fans, and apart from Mikel Arteta and Declan Rice and this team of warriors who I think are going to go over to Hungary and they're going to beat them. And I'm going to be there cheering them every step of the way. And when we win the Champions League to add it to the Premier League, I will be back on talkSPORT to remind everybody that I have been repeatedly saying best squad in world football, probably now the best 25-man squad in the history of world football, and you can all go suck lemons.
By the way, I've got news for you. I don't think you'll be finished that cigar by next Sunday morning, mate, to be honest with you. Here's the question for you regarding that final, Piers. I'm guessing, and I might be wrong, you're of the opinion, we're certainly of the opinion, you cannot take PSG on at their own game. You have to do what you've been very, very good at, and is defending numbers and possibly hit them in the break if you can. Would that be fair?
Yeah, 100%. I think that we will have a system. Arteta will have had a plan for this for a long time. We've beaten PSG in recent years, so we have no fear that we can beat them. I was at the Champions League final last year, and I watched Inter Milan get absolutely shredded. And PSG were magnificent. Yep. They've got a team of great players, but we have a better goalkeeper, we have a better defence, we have a midfield general in Declan Rice, who, despite this preposterous campaign to let somebody else win Player of the Season, who's in a team which hasn't won a jelly bean in Manchester United, and I no disrespect to Bruno Fernandes, he's a good player, but he's no Declan Rice. Declan Rice is our general. He has been the best player in world football this season, and I think he's going to go over there and boss that midfield. I think our back four will be impregnable. Saliba and Gabriel are magnificent warriors, and they will be fired up. And then if you look at our attacking options now, I love playing with Odegaard and Eze and Saka, Trossard, letting them all rampage around. I want to see, despite Havertz scoring against Burnley, I want to see Gyökeres start in the Champions League final and just bully that defence around, because we know from the number of goals that Bayern scored against them, they are a leaky sieve. So I think we're going to be rock solid in defence, and I think we're going to catch them on the break, and hopefully we're going to win with a last-minute disputed header from a corner, which would be the perfect riposte to all of you who think we're just a set-piece bunch of bullies. Yes, we are. Yes, we're proud of it. Yes, we're better at it than anybody else in the world. I want a Gabriel last-minute disputed header where he flattens their goalkeeper and buries it in the top corner. And then I'm going to go on a week-long celebration throughout Europe.
Piers, it's been fantastic, but there's a big game on tonight. What's your thoughts, and where will you be watching the game tonight?
What's that? What game? Oh, sorry, mate. Just to be clear, I don't do little trophies. And to Erling Haaland, who told Arteta to stay humble, yeah? Stay humble. He's not won the league since he uttered the word "stay humble." And I just posted actually a tweet he put on X recently, a post where he was talking about what shall I eat tonight, and I suggested some humble pie, sunshine. And to Noel Gallagher, who I've clashed with on this station, and his brother, our kid Liam, we saw you sneaking out last night before the end of that game. We saw you, right? And I was mad for it, son, mad for it. So this is a day, I'm afraid, where all the bottle job taunts now get thrown back in all our taunters' faces. And I've got to say one thing, though, on a serious note. You know, my eldest boy went up to, they're all mad gooners, my three sons. And he went up to the Emirates last night. He said he's never seen anything like it. And we sat just after Christmas on a holiday together, and we watched Fever Pitch. They'd never seen it. And I told them the story of the '89 final. I told them the story of Nick Hornby's book. And in fact, Nick Hornby has posted a picture of his kids up there, I think. And I said, you know, if we do win and it's an away game or something, and we win the title after all these years, go up to the Emirates and just soak it up. He said it was insane up there last night, but so positive, so fun, so celebratory, and a perfect example of what Arteta's done. He has managed to, after all the sort of toxicity of the end of the Wenger era, which went on way too long, and then the Emery project, which didn't really work, and all the brickbats that were coming, and Arsenal fans were so disillusioned and fed up with watching City winning all the time, and then Arteta came in, and after a couple of years of trying to work it out, he suddenly hit his sweet spot. And he has brought this group together. The fans, the players, they're all in his spirit. They've all got his values. He's brought the fans with it. We all now totally believe in him. The owners, I think, deserve enormous credit. You know, I gave them some stick in the early years for not proper investing. You cannot say that now. The Cronkies have stood up. Stan, and particularly his son Josh, who now runs things at Arsenal, they stood up and they gave their young, ambitious manager everything he wanted in the summer, and now they have reaped the reward of that. So thank you to the Cronkies. I applaud the Arsenal fans. I think the Arsenal fans absolutely brilliant.
I'm 10 seconds away from weeping uncontrollably here, by the way. I've got to say to you, Piers, on behalf of football fans all over the globe, I bet they're asking me to wish you heartiest congratulations, mate. Well done. Enjoy your moment. I'm looking forward to next week. I fancy
one last thing. It's this. Champione! Champione!
There you go, Piers. Yes. Well done, Piers. That classic line of the
Game off.
The line.
Come on, you gunners!
Is
Oh, he's back. Get him off. Get him off.
Bruno Fernandes is no Declan Rice. There's a quote for you. There is a quote for you. Arsenal celebrity fan Piers Morgan there with us. If you didn't see it, I'm going to tell you right now, that cigar must have been 3 foot long. Right? How's she going to be this afternoon and the rest of the morning? Coming up, if that wasn't bad enough for you, I've got a man who's going to come on happier than Piers Morgan. His beloved Villa could win the Europa League. Celtic won the Scottish title. And to cap it all, his native Bulgaria won Eurovision. Stan Petrov is with us next.
Zach, what about the Kai Havertz one? Got away with it there, didn't you? That's a red.
I think it should have been a red all day long. I'm not going to sit here and be biased, but I'm glad he didn't get sent off.
Kai, it's a stonewall. It's an unbelievable decision, that, from VAR. I cannot believe they look at that decision and go, nah, it's not a red card, that. I mean, it's unbelievable.
We've had 2 stinkers this weekend.
Unbelievable.
Two big stinkers.
It's one of the worst decisions I've seen this season.
And the Embuemo one at yesterday. That 2, for my money, howlers. Absolute howlers. But, you know, you can make the Arsenal fans listen to this going, well, you know, maybe Saka should have had a penalty. You know, I think there's something in it. I think it's one of those, I don't think there's enough in it to go to VAR, but the Havertz challenge, studs on the back of the calf.
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, not going for the ball.
It's absolutely terrible. The ref sees it because he gives him a booking, right?
Yeah, no, he gives a foul.
The fact that he,
that's a foul.
The fact that he sees it, right, and doesn't, and quite clearly, you can see that it's a red card. It is he's nowhere near the ball. Nowhere near the ball.
It's not.
And then VAR look at that. VAR look at that decision and decide that that's not a red card.
I know, but when
it's one of the most unbelievable decisions I've ever seen.
The Embuemo,
it's outrageous.
The Embuemo one yesterday is.
Well, they've already come out and apologised about that.
Yeah, well, listen, so they should. So they should, yeah.
Burnley had 20 minutes there with Arsenal down to 10 men. And look, I don't think they would have scored anyway because Arsenal are so good defensively. But Man City fans must sit there and think, what on earth is going on with these decisions? What on earth is going on? It's unbelievable.
No, but I remember the Rodri handball incident against Everton. You know, you can always look back over incidences over the course of a season.
I know, but Chase, that is that.
No, I agree with you.
That is outrageous. It's an outrageous call.
I agree with you. But
what is the point in VAR? What's the point?
Well,
what is the point?
VAR would have looked at it and they said it's not worth it.
How can they look at that and not say
I don't know.
How?
Jay, I can't answer that.
Answer.
It's Danny Dyer! Wig, not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark! Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely. I'm loyal.
Don't tell me. Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yes.
It is talkSPORT. It is 25 past 9. It's Wednesday the 20th of May. And if somebody said to me, we would be playing the Bulgarian Eurovision entry.
Bangaranga.
Bangaranga by Dara. Of course, this is Talk Sport Breakfast. Myself, Ally and Gabby with you, coming to you live from Istanbul. We're soaking up the atmosphere ahead. A huge night for the Villa, as they look to win their first European trophy since 1982, and joining us now to look ahead to the game. I'm absolutely delighted, genuinely delighted to see we're joined by a man who country still partying after the aforementioned Bangaranga by Dara's victory. It's one of Gabby's former teammates, Bulgaria Villa legend Stilian Petrov.
Good morning, Stan.
Stan, thanks for joining us, pal. How are you?
I'm good.
Good morning, my friend.
I haven't stopped partying, guys.
Well, by the way, what
so many occasions.
I was going to say to you, what a 4 days. I can understand partying for 3 days, but what a 4 days you've had. You think about it.
Incredible, guys.
And are you going to cap it all off tonight?
Yes, I think so. I think that the team deserved it. I think the European form has been incredible. Unai Emery done amazing
what a job, mate. What a job.
I mean, you look at where the transition for the club, probably this is the most progressive club in the modern football. Yeah. You know what? The investment, the recruitment, the results, the consistency, everything. And it's down to this man. And you know what? He controls the team. He controls the media. He's very calm. He knows what he's doing. He's a European king, is it? And
it's amazing, eh?
And tonight, he can win it for the 5th time. I mean, 5th time.
Stan, it's remarkable. I mean, when you put it like that, his record in this particular competition is unbelievable.
You know, I've got the opportunity to go and watch the training sessions now and then.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see why he has a success. Everything about him is about details, what he does, how he does it, how the players take those messages, that instruction to do it on the pitch every single day. It's very difficult because he has to be consistent, and he is consistent. And the main thing is, players trust him.
Yes.
The sooner the players trust him, you know, you've played under the managers, and you know, the soon you lose the trust in the manager, he's gone. But this man, he's continuing everything. He's adding on. He talks about a project, about a process, and he believes in it. He literally believes in it. And when you believe in it, everybody else believes in it as well.
Stan, it's been fantastic, hasn't it, the era so far under Unai Emery? I mean, the players have done fantastic to get to the Champions League quarterfinals. They obviously lost, unfortunately, against PSG. When you retire, players look at what they've won, and this group of players need to win a trophy, don't they? Some of them are in their 30s now. When will their next European final be? It's a must-win tonight for them.
It's a must-win, and I'll tell you what, I've lost the European final, and it's painful.
Yes.
It's hurting. And you know what? When you leave that final, when you're so close to that trophy, there's so many questions, Ali. You know, if I done this, could have done this. Those players, and I'm sure that Unai Emery will send that message, is you don't want to be a if man.
Yeah. No.
If I couldn't run more, I can challenge, I could have had the ball, I should have done something. No, it's not if tonight.
No ifs.
You have to go and do it, because it's still hurting even these days. You know what, being so close to the European glory, and we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. But it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game.
Of course it'll be a tough game. And you've been down. Tell us a little bit, Stanley, if you would. I was late in last night, but the atmosphere in the whole place.
No, you weren't late. You were just hiding in the room.
I was hiding.
You were just hiding in the room.
I knew I was working this morning. I showed the ultimate professionalism, it's called, actually. But the atmosphere out there, you had a special wee moment with a wee fella.
Yeah, I tried to take Gabriel. He said no. He said
early start.
Early start. Listen, I was really thinking about it, because, you know, for me, getting around the fans, it's a lot of tension, a lot of, you know what, it was incredible, because when you think, my little boy's with me, well, little, he's 19, he went with us for dinner, so I saw in his eyes that he wanted to go. I had a couple of friends, they were like, come on, Stan, let's go, let's experience the atmosphere. He loved it. You know what, we got back about, 2 o'clock, we were walking back, me and him. He was singing all the songs.
You'll never forget it, Stan, for the rest of his life.
You know, whatever happened, he'll have those memories, great memories. He'll tell his kids, his grandkids. You know what? He was on the phone to his mum last night, you know, discussing it. You know, this is what it's all about.
Of course,
This is this is what football
So
is about.
there was a lot of kids there, wasn't there, Stan?
Oh,
like a lot of kids have been taken out of school,
and I kept asking, you know, going to school, forget about school. But you know what? This is football. You see parents, you see different ages. They all loved it. They all loved it, and they're looking forward to it. You know, some of them are quite nervous about Freiburg,
well, they
about
would be,
what to
of course,
expect. Yeah,
because there's a little bit of the unknown as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not, you wouldn't classify them without being rude. You wouldn't classify them as a top German side, the way we speak about Munich or Dortmund or Leipzig and things like that. But they'll be a good side.
And also, you know what can happen in the final? VAR now. It's that scary. You don't know what's handball. You don't know what decision you can get.
Don't bring VAR.
If you want to talk about
don't bring VAR near Ali.
Well, do you know something? Honestly, guys, I'm nearly out of time, but I'm going straight to Celtic, right?
Okay.
And and I want to ask you.
Go on then.
Seriously, the job that Martin O'Neill has done to get that team over the line.
I mean, what a job.
Yeah.
What a job. You know, I was never in doubt that he can do it. I know that was going to be hard. The team wasn't performing well.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. You know, whatever people say, Celtic deserved it, and they've done it the hard way. They weren't playing well. But Matty O'Neill, I mean, me and Gabby worked with Matty.
Of course you did.
Amazing.
And I'll tell you what, man management is one of the best.
Yes.
He's one of the best. And if he was a man...
He deals with people brilliantly.
Yes, the best.
Listen, you know, it must have been hard for him because he's been out of the game for a long time. And to go back, I mean, to dealing with issues with the board, issues with the fans, problem with the players, you know, Wilfred Nancy leaving the club, you know, leaving the club in a really difficult position. You know what? It takes, can I say, balls.
Yeah.
To go and take that job.
I think you just have.
Because,
Listen, mate, enjoy tonight.
Thank you.
And you and the wee man, hope you have an experience together you'll never ever forget, mate. And thanks for
We're
coming in.
partying tonight, Stan.
We are.
We're out.
Are you coming out, or are you going to hide in that room again?
I'm working tomorrow morning, Stan. But I guarantee you, if I get a result tonight, we'll have a refreshment for
Lovely.
sure. Thanks
Guys,
for coming in to see
love
us.
it.
Top man,
Brilliant,
Thank you. See you later.
Villa legend Stilian Petrov with us, and coming up another Villa legend, Andy Townsend, going to be with us, and we'll also be getting his thoughts on his former side Borough suddenly being in the playoff final. Plus, I've got everything crossed for this one. We'll hopefully be speaking to one of the best players that I ever played against in my puff. That is Arsenal legend Liam Brady.
I mean, how are you feeling? What would be a good World Cup for the USA, Brad?
Get into the knockout rounds and then see who you get drawn against.
Yeah.
I could see if we can finish top of the group, which will be really hard. People are saying we're in an easy group. Paraguay is going to be a hard game. I think man for man, player for player, we're better than Australia, but that doesn't mean that you're going to win the game. Turkey, man for man, player for player, is better than the U.S. when you go into it, so that's going to be a difficult game. So I think it depends where we finish in the group, and when we get to the next round, which I think we should, if you finish second or you're one of the third place teams, you're going to have a harder draw going through. Could we, if we got a nice draw, could we get to the quarterfinals? Yeah, we could, but we're still a growing footballing nation. I mean, most kids that are still born today want to play in NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, but stadiums are better, training grounds are better. Like everything's growing, but we're still not a footballing nation. So that would be success. But Tyler Adams is a good player. Weston McKennie's a good player. Chris Richards is a really good player. Anthony Robinson's an excellent player. One of our players we need to play well is Christian Pulisic, and he's had a real difficult time recently. So we got to hope that he comes in and does something going forward. Tim Way is a good player. Balogun's had a great season, so we can cause some.
It's so funny. World Cups are so different now. You'll see that virtually every single team in the World Cup has got players that play in Europe.
Yeah, and that you'll know. Yeah, there's gone are the days when you get the World Cup and you think, "Wow, I've never seen him before." It doesn't.
It was kind of more exciting when we were growing up.
Yeah,
the difference with the U.S. team to, let's say, a Spain or an England or Germany's, is that if Chris Richards is injured, if he does get it, that's a huge miss for us.
Yeah.
If Anthony Robinson can't play,
they don't have the depth.
No,
that's the thing.
With what comes in, so you mentioned Johnny. Okay, so he's out, and we have Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie. But then if Tyler Adams or Weston McKennie get injured, then it's a huge drop off.
Yeah, sure.
So now we're already asking Tyler, who has injury problems, Weston can do it, but to play every game now and every minute for us to be successful, and that's a big ask.
Yeah.
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earn 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Okay, we're off and running. 9:37, Wednesday 20th May. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally and Gabby, and our good friends Arnold Clark. It is the perfect time to upgrade your car. Get 2 years free servicing when you buy a used car. In the upgrade event, check out online now. We are in Istanbul, soaking up the atmosphere ahead of a massive, massive night for the Villa as they look to win the first European trophy since 1982. Joining us, the last captain to lift silverware for Villa, Andy Townsend. Andy, good morning.
Good morning,
Thanks
Andy.
for joining us. How are you, first of all?
Morning, mate.
Morning, Gab. I'm great, mate. Thank you. Very good.
I'm going to take you straight back to that day. Tell us about it.
What, not in 96? 96, we played Leeds. 2 years before that, when we played Man United in 94, we went into it with the final with a bit of trepidation that day because United were the best team in the league and we weren't playing particularly well, but we won the game. Cup final, we won the game. And Big Ron set the team up well, and so that was a great day. Roll on a couple of years, we had a strong team, we're having a really good season. Funny enough, a bit similar to what Villa are doing now. No. You know, top 4, and we got to the final. We were in an FA Cup semi the following week, where Liverpool beat us. But on the day, I never thought we'd get beat against a Leeds team that wasn't one of our Wilkinson's best teams at that time. And we won it, Alan. We won it 3-0 comfortably. And it was one of those games at Wembley you dream about where you can really enjoy the last 20 minutes. You know, it was lovely. But good day, and I'm hoping, and I'm very confident in lots of ways that we'll see something, I hope, similar tonight.
How big is that, though, like you said there? You were confident going into the game against Leeds.
I think it helps
Gabby, it does. There's something about sometimes when you go into the unknown a little bit, when your team's up and down, that can make you not sleep quite so well the night before.
Yes.
I never had any doubts about that Leeds game. I thought all of our boys, all our team were playing well at that time. They were the team that came into the final, I think, with few injury problems, few young players coming into the team. And we were very settled and we had the right amount of experience. The likes of myself and Big Paul McGrath and Bozzy had survived from the 94 team that won. And then the rest of the boys were flying. Yorkie was a top player at that time. He was about to obviously go off to Man United, but he was at the peak of his powers. And yeah, it was a really good team actually, that one, and a well-deserved win.
Is there any danger, lads, looking at this game tonight? I'm the same as you boys. I can't see another Villa victory. And I know the management, we know how meticulous Unai Emery is with preparation, and he will give, no stone unturned. Absolutely, I get that. Is there any danger of the players, with the recent form, which has been excellent, particularly the Borough game, and Freiburg not being a Bayern Munich or a Dortmund or a Leipzig, is there any chance that they might just take their foot off the gas?
What do you think, Gab?
I don't think so. I look at a team against Nottingham Forest, that second leg, look like they're in the zone. They know how much this means to the fans, the football club themselves, the manager. Look at the Liverpool game. Had to win. Champions League guaranteed. They were zoned in. Yes, the Burnley game, it wasn't great. I think tonight there'll be no complacency. The manager will be from the start. Maybe no silly risks at the start. Get that first goal, and I think they probably win comfortably.
Yep. Look, there's no doubt Villa are huge favourites. Now, in recent matches when Villa have been favourites, the Burnley game, as Gabby mentioned, the Spurs game at home, didn't quite get there. Now, why that was, I don't really know. But then you go into the Liverpool game. I actually thought they were favourites against Liverpool at Villa Park. And second half, they pplayed terrific, really, really good. Could have scored. Every time they attacked second half, thought they were going to score.
Yeah.
So tonight, I think, is that there's an expectation. You speak to all the fans we're seeing around Istanbul. Yep. Everyone feels, including myself, that now is the time. And it is a moment for this team, Gab. Yep. This team is a good team. This team's a proper Villa team with an accomplished manager, a hugely decorated manager, vastly experienced. He knows how to get it done. Good players, experienced boys, right, playing at the peak of their powers. It's got to happen tonight. It's got to happen tonight, because if it doesn't happen tonight, you never know what's around the corner. Yeah. Things change and players move and.
I think as well, lads. You look at it as well. The last Premier League game Aston Villa played, I think that was their oldest Premier League starting team since 2001, maybe.
Right.
It was nearly 30 years of age. So these players are, a lot of them, in their 30s now.
Yeah.
When's your next opportunity for a European final?
And you're going to have a lot of them going to be going off to the World Cup.
Yep.
Yeah. Coming back, it's not easy after a World Cup. I experienced absolutely that in '94, when you come back after a World Cup, you get to Christmas and you hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult sometimes to find your best game. So I just feel everything's ready for Villa to win tonight. And if they play anything like they are capable of, they will get the job done. I'm a little bit concerned. I haven't seen Freiburg.
Well, that's probably one of my only concerns. Looking at the Forest game, taking the Forest game, Andy, I thought
incredible.
85 minutes, 5 minutes after the start, 85 minutes was a good, solid team performance, as I'd seen from MD, particularly this season.
Yeah.
They dominated from start to finish. But before we go to team, I've got to ask you, Andy.
Yeah.
The latest developments in Spygate. talkSPORT understands Southampton manager Ton Eckert faces the sack in an FA ban in the wake of Spygate. The full report into the scandal expected to confirm that he's admitted responsibility for secretly watching opposition teams in training, something that they tell us is common practice in his native Germany. Regardless of that, mate, what a shambles.
What an absolute shambles. I mean, listen, when I first heard, Ali, I think it was with you a couple of weeks ago, when I first heard that something was happening on this, I couldn't have believed, Gabby, that the manager and probably a few of his immediate staff in and around him were all up in on it as well. I thought this might be some young analyst who's taking it on himself to be a little bit too cute for his own liking and too busy for his own good, trying to go and do something that he thinks is a positive for the club. And You can't make it up. I feel desperately sorry for the Southampton players, those that have sweat their whatsits off over the last 6 months, and in particular gone on an incredible run, and I thought they were now ready for getting geared up for a playoff final and the prospect of Premier League football next season. To have that taken away from you, they don't deserve that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some legal action on behalf of the players.
It's amazing actually.
I think they've every right to do that. I don't know who they go after. Do they go after the club? Because the club probably didn't know exactly what the coach was doing, but they employed the coach. So
what are they going to have learnt, though? Because every game from Middlesbrough is out there to watch. Every set piece they've had is out there to watch. It could be one of the biggest blunders by a football club ever.
I think it is. I think they'll be making movies about it in a few years' time, because it is that ridiculous. But I feel very sorry for the Saints players. And you know what? In a way, if you think about it, for Hull, they're waiting. They're trying to prepare against.
Exactly.
One minute they think it's Saints.
Exactly.
Now they're having to rip that up and go and get stuck into Borough again. And the Borough players, from the disappointment and then to feeling aggrieved at what had gone on, and now to be going back in.
Incredible.
It is all over the place. It's a mess.
The dog's done on me.
But one thing, he's got to get sacked. That Southampton manager, get him gone.
100%.
And the boys and his staff members that were all up there in on it. They got to go. Get them.
I think the owner will be all over that.
Yeah, of course he will. And they shouldn't. And they shouldn't be managing anywhere near our leagues ever again.
Agreed.
No chance.
Yes.
All right, mate. Well, listen, enjoy tonight. I know you're there.
Thank you, pal.
On commentary duty with brilliant Jim Proudfoot.
Jim Broadfoot. Do you know what? He's a good lad. Jim Proudfoot is a little better.
Do you prefer?
But Jim...
I think I'd rather have Jim Broad. What about Jim Broadbent? Can we get Jim Broadbent doing it? And we'll get Jim Proudfoot doing the acting, and we'll get Jim Broadbent to do the commentary. Jim, is that possible?
Dear.
I've got the thumbs up for Jim, so that we're going to sort that out for you. Live on talkSPORT tonight. The build-up starts from when? 7 p.m. Kick-off, of course, is at 8. Villa fans, listen up. This summer we've teamed up with the club to bring you the ultimate, I might not recover for that, the ultimate World Cup fan zone at their brand new state-of-the-art venue, the Warehouse, which are, of course, right next to Villa Park. Is that what you're doing, somebody?
Yes.
Absolutely. We're showing every single England game, which is live on the big screen, and with every ticket you can even get a free drink. Gabby is going to be there. A free drink appeals to me. Tickets are flying. Secure your spot right now over at talksport.com/fan zone. Don't miss out. Get your tickets. It's written here. It's coming home, and come on, England. That, of course, was not my quote. Up next, we continue to build up to what could be a historic night for the Villa. Speaking next to a proper Arsenal legend, we've hopefully got him. Fingers crossed. We're trying to get him. That is, of course, Liam Brady. Stay with us.
Just going back to what you were saying about Kluivert should have been sent off, right? And people moaning about just 1-0 again to the Arsenal, right? And it's happened so many times.
It's the most ridiculous.
Well, what I was going to say was, right, I want to beat Arsenal with the stick because I know it upsets you and annoys you, and Martin Keown and the guys in the office. But what I will say, right, if I'm going to take my I want to annoy you Arsenal hat off, what I will say is any team that wins the Premier League, they get lucky throughout the season, right? They get lucky. Winning 1-0, you only need to win 1-0. It doesn't matter, 1-0 or 4-0, you still get 3 points. And yes, they were incredibly lucky not to have Kai Havertz sent off. Would it have made a difference? Probably not. They got away with one. Other teams get away with one. I just think people should stop moaning about it was 1-0 and you got away with it. It's just over the course of a season, it doesn't iron itself out. But every team will have a little bit of fortune over the season.
Well, again, I was looking at a couple of stats. Like Arsenal have won 8 Premier League matches this season, 1-0. Right, they're second most in the season behind their 9 1-0s in 98-99. Right, so it's the second most ever 1-0s.
Yeah,
I don't see there being an issue with that.
No. Well, people are talking about you scoring from set pieces, right? You've scored 69 goals this season, 24 from set pieces, 18 of those 24 from corners. Right. You have, I think, 19 games you've scored from a set piece. So half them, 1 in 2, you score from a set piece, right? That's just football, isn't it?
Well, listen,
take advantage of something that other people aren't doing.
Exactly, and also as well, you don't get any less points for scoring from a set play than you do a normal. So I think this season has been a real. What's pleased me about this season, and I get it for the neutral watching the games this season, they might be a bit like, oh my goodness, this is so boring, right? But what I found really fascinating is that I've seen over the last couple of seasons, Arsenal play a better brand of football and win nothing. Right, better brand in terms of the way they're popping the ball around. It looks pretty, right? And they haven't managed to get it over the line. If Arsenal do get it over the line this season, that just shows me that they've found another way. They've evolved enough to find another way of getting the result. And set plays, whether you like it or not, are a huge part of the game, and Arsenal have managed to capitalise on that.
I want to sit here and say you'd be the worst team to win the Premier League, right? I might be right. End of the day, it don't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
I could easily say that to wind people up.
But it doesn't really matter. As long as you get over the line. When you get over the line.
I would be happy having a Man United side that are incredibly boring and win the league.
Not wig.
It's a nutty canister, either way. I mean, look at the nut on it.
Bob Odenkirk! Saul was great. He was just a breath of fresh air. Amelia Clark!
Star Wars versus Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, definitely. I'm loyal.
Don't tell me. Alex Hassel!
In season 2, a lot of us get our clothes off.
You do know you did that in season 1?
Exactly, that's true, yes.
Okay, well and truly in the home straight now. It's 10 to 10. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Myself, Ally and Gabby. We are coming live from Istanbul ahead of the Europa League final. And you make one mistake, I mean, you make one mistake and the smoke is coming out my phone. Just for clarification, Andy Townsend will be in commentary duty this evening. Not with Jim Broadbent. Certainly not with Kirk Broadfoot. But Jim Proudfoot. Oh dear, smoke coming out of that phone. But before we get into tonight's game, absolutely delighted to see an absolute Arsenal legend has phoned us up, a man who's over 300 appearances for the Gunners, Liam Brady. Liam, a very, very good morning. Congratulations. How are you?
I'm very well, Ali. Gabby, very, very well. Very happy man this morning after last night. I thought Bournemouth were absolutely fantastic. What a good team they are.
Yeah. Well, they are. There's no doubt about it, Liam. First of all, heartiest congratulations to Arsenal. Thoroughly deserved it. Bournemouth have had an exceptional season. But where are you with Arsenal at this moment in time, Liam? Because, I mean, wonderful achievement. First title in 22 years. But, Liam, they are, as you know, on the verge of which could be an absolutely unbelievable season.
Absolutely, yeah. We've never won the Champions League or the European Cup, as it used to be called. The Villa have won it, and back in my day, the Villa beat Bayern Munich. We've never won it. We a little bit unlucky against Barcelona and Paris. Well, that's got to be nearly 20 years ago as well. So it's going to be a big night. But we're going into the game stress-free now after winning the title. Absolutely stress-free, and I could see us beating Paris Saint-Germain, maybe by a goal to nil. You know, we're good defensively. They're brilliant going forward. It's going to be a wonderful night.
Delighted for Mikel Arteta, I imagine.
Yes, yeah. You know, what were the last 3 years runners-up? You know, they were accusing him of being a bottler. I think that's put to bed now, isn't it? Absolutely put to bed. Look, I'm up in Scotland in your neck of the woods, Ali, playing golf, and I had a caddy yesterday, and he was asking me about Arsenal, and I said, well, it's a bit like Rory McIlroy in the Masters. He did the business in the first 2 rounds, didn't he? And Arsenal did the business early on in the season. You know, we got that lead, and we struggled in the last couple of months, but we held it, and it's a great feeling. You know, I've been very stressful over the last couple of months, but I'm very, very happy man now.
Well, it's been thoroughly deserved, Liam, and thanks very much for taking the time to enjoy.
And Ali, just before I go, I'm at Cruden Bay.
Yes.
Have you played here?
Beautiful, mate. How's your weather?
Oh, the weather is, it's a blue sky, sun is shining, 15 degrees. We've just got about to tee off. And the last thing I want to say to you is I've got 2 regrets in my football career. One is that I never played in the World Cup, missed out. And the other one is that Piers Morgan is an Arsenal supporter.
Brilliant,
Well
Liam.
said.
Enjoy your golf, mate. Thanks for joining us this morning.
You, Liam.
Absolutely brilliant. We're now going to finish with a bit of this. Oh, dear me. How can you go from that to that? Delighted to see joining us here in Istanbul. A huge Villa fan, Ollie Phelps, who played George Weasley and Harry Potter. Thanks for joining us.
Morning,
How are
guys.
you?
Yeah, fantastic to be here. It's been a great trip so far. Thousands, and I mean thousands of Villa fans are all around Istanbul today. So
I came in last night, and the atmosphere was incredible.
Yeah, it really was. As you say, I've heard "Hi Ho Silver Lining" so many times. But yeah, all for it. It's been
how
great.
you feeling about tonight, mate? Because I'm a bit nervous now. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. Like, I think everyone was so confident. I just think back to last year with the semi-final FA Cup. Everyone thought we were going to blow Palace away, and it didn't happen. So hopefully the players will be able to remember that. But I just think there's more energy about this team this year. There's more belief. But no, I think in terms of nerves, yesterday I went for a haircut. And nothing is more nervy than speaking to a chap who doesn't speak English how to cut your hair. And also as well, other nerves. I don't know where I'm going to sit at Villa Park next year because they're moving my season ticket. And I don't know where I'm going to go. So hopefully I'll find out soon. But more importantly, we've got Champions League next year.
It's brilliant, eh?
And hopefully we can see them lift the cup.
Manager, I mean, I've been lucky enough to go to Villa a few times, Ollie, this season, even last season. The atmosphere within the place, he's created a team. You know, I looked at the Forest game in particular. I thought they were absolutely outstanding. There's just a great feel-good factor about the club.
Yeah, and the good thing as well, there's goals all over the from midfield up. Really, you know, you got Eamon Wendir who can pop up with goals. So I think a real unsung hero actually for the latter part of the season. But as you know, Ali, being Scottish, John McGinn is the powerhouse. You know, I think if he has a good game, the team pretty much go with him. So whoever we're going to get with the goal scorer today, there'll definitely be goals somewhere. I mean, Freiburg had a good result in the last game of the season. You know,
brilliant result.
I think with that result, Leipzig couldn't go up or down a position, so maybe they were a bit a bit off it.
Yes.
What about Watkins? Because since he's been dropped by Thomas Tuchel in March, 9 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah, he's got to be
outstanding, hasn't he?
He's got to be on that plane too.
Yes, he has to be.
Has to be. So, but also as well, he's shown real fight, which I don't think he did at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
He's really passionate about it. So, I mean, to be honest, I couldn't care if it's an own goal from them who we win the game today with. But it would be great to see. I'd love it if we did like PSG did in the Champions League last year and sewed up between the first. I'd be like that
was remarkable.
Yes. They were just saying, you know, do the work
I'll tell you right now,
go
boys,
get a drink or some food.
That'd be the best thing.
Yeah. If you get that level of performance, you'll be doing well.
Yeah, I'll be there with my baklava in the corner. You know.
So who are you here with? Who are you going to enjoy the day with?
So I'm here with the lads from the Villa who we sit with all the time. Actually, the one lad over there has got a tattoo, Gab. It says Gabby 1-0 on his backside. From a Malaga love trip, yeah.
I want to know where the 0 is. Anyway, You don't need to show me, actually, at the moment. You don't need to show me. So you're going to have a nice wee day of it. You're going to go for a
I'm going for a traditional Turkish hammam spa.
Lovely.
Which is, I would recommend that to anybody.
Yes.
Who's amazing. So going to do that. Maybe have a nice bit of food and then soak up the atmosphere close to kick.
FaceTime your brother before you leave the hotel.
He's gone really quiet.
Okay, yeah.
He's gone really quiet on me.
And the reason for that is, of course,
he's a Birmingham fan.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah, so he's gone a bit quiet on the whole football front at the moment.
Life's tough for him.
Exactly. Yeah, but they've got a new ground coming.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, on AI. But anyway, so yes.